Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, Journeymen Lounge podcast starts right now.
Love it.
All
Good
right,
intro.
guys, let's do it. NBA playoffs are going. We're here. We got myself, Ryan. We got Woj to my left, Bobby to my right, looking like Tony Soprano on.
I was actually giving him the vibes
Island
like I look like the
Vacation.
guy on the grassy knoll with JFK. Like, give me some shades. I'm set.
Yeah.
I
My
mean,
mom got me this from Panama. She was there in Panama, got me a Panama hat. So.
the hat is the one thing I don't really want to hate on, but the
mother gave it to me
the
easy.
ensemble's giving you real like Dominican Republic tourist or like
Right. Or Vice City vibes, maybe. I don't know.
no, like you went down to the Dominican Republic and you were like, hey guys, we're all the Cubans at.
Oh, like that white tourist thing. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, because you're white.
Bobby's like the.
Don't say you're tan. Don't even try and bring it up. You're not
Bobby's-
tan.
It's a nice shade
You're
of caramel.
you're European trash
Bobby's
white,
like
just like I.
one of Johnny Depp's friends in Blow trying to get the marijuana in Mexico. And they're
Oh,
looking for
probably.
it.
I'd be that guy.
Marijuana.
No,
marijuana.
but I guess it was cool. Like, my birthday happened recently.
Yeah, happy
for-
birthday. Forgot to
Appreciate
mention.
you.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday!
But doing St. Lucia for the honeymoon, and my mom's like, I got you a fun hat for your birthday gift. So she's like, you better wear it when you're down. I'm like, absolutely. I'll be on the beach with
That's
this.
awesome,
I mean,
dude.
again, I think you definitely need to rock that. The hat is something that a southern, like not southern, but like a tropical type of vibe
hell
hat. I'm always down for those. Like
I'm getting
Dotson.
I'm getting some linen shit too. I'm getting some of that linen
Yeah, dude,
stuff.
that's how
It's
you
gonna
got
be
to
great.
do it. It's fucking hot as balls down there.
Hell yeah!
Okay,
Sorry,
so
that was enough of me.
No, that's good. Should I
I'm
start,
old now.
or do
Fuck,
you want me
dude.
to-
I mean, in terms of the playoffs, you mentioned those, but
Yeah.
like, I'm out.
I know you don't.
I'm
give a
tapping
shit.
out.
I'm
No,
fucking- I'm in.
I mean, dude, these last four games, besides the Celtics Knicks game, those were two down to the wire. Like, Knicks came back, fucking won. Great games.
I can't
right?
believe that win. To be honest, that was
Every
wild.
every
Both of
other
them.
game
I thought the curse was gonna play.
has been. I mean, in terms of this current series, the Nuggets had a good win in the game one. They got blown out by 46-47 in the game
Embarrassing.
two.
Yeah.
Golden State got blown out by 30
Well,
game.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, well, the West Coast is the ones that have been terrible, but the East Coast ones
East
have
Coast,
been
man.
great. They got the Pacers 2 comebacks, taking a 2-0 lead over the Cavs. Halliburton with the clutch 3 after missing his free throw the last game, and then before that they had to come back.
Is your mic on? All
Can you
right.
hear me?
How now, brown cow?
All right. Maybe it's an engineer problem. Say something again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So anyway, Halliburton coming up real clutch the last 2 games, getting them
Good.
wins. And then, like you said,
Good.
the Knicks, both times down 20, have also come back. So the Eastern Conference games
Eastern Conference, I
been damn
root
exciting. With the Western Conference,
The Western Conference
Kinda
is just,
shit.
unfortunately, it's the Western Conference I was more excited about because I looked to Steph Curry's last hurrah. Like, their team is fucking dunzo after
he's
this
all
year.
banged up right now.
Well, he just took, like,
Hamstring
not tore, but
tear,
like, no,
or-
not a tear, but a hamstring
Pull your
strain.
hamstring. That fucking hurts.
So he's out for a week, and that's a
then
huge chunk
He
of the
already
series.
had the hand injury, I think, too, right, or something like
Right.
that.
Another lingering.
And
yeah.
then, I mean, you got SGA and OKC, and I'm like, these guys are going to be mashing people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like, I'm excited. But when they run, like, now is a point where, like, you run into well-developed overall teams, bench is good, all this shit. And it's like, I think OKC is, like, great. Like, you can score points, you can score mad points or whatever. What happens when you pull a Celtics? What happens when you fucking go miss 35 straight shots? Not straight, but like
Yeah.
35 shots. You know, I think OKC is like winding up for a big letdown, which I thought them when they're winning 65 games in the season, I'm like, they're gonna walk through this. They're gonna go 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. OKC. Like, that's how they looked, and to me they're kind of like, yeah, they're winning, but they're not. I'm not confident in like they're gonna just go up against the Eastern Conference champions
Yeah.
and they're just going to walk through people. I think it's going to be. I think they're lacking in a couple key areas. Big men for sure. Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren ain't going to get it done.
Yeah, me personally, I'm rooting for the Knicks.
I would like to see the Knicks.
I'd love to see the Knicks.
They've always kind of been like a second team for me for some reason. I know like they've always been like a Bulls rival in the '90s and stuff, but like
I like the Knicks.
I always liked them because
history.
Melo was on the team for a while, and he was like one of my guys. And now Tibbs been the coach for years. Jalen Brunson's from around here.
Where's he from?
I think he went
Oak
to
Hill?
it was like Hinsdale or something.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because his dad played for the Bulls, Rick Brunson. He was
Rick
like
Brunson,
a
I do know
scrub
that, yeah.
guy, but Jalen Brunson's really good, obviously. But I like the way their team's built. You know, they have the Villanova guys all playing together like and it's kind of like, you know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Bulls like we had, like where Derrick Rose and Jalen was like Jalen Brunson. You know, Derrick Rose like the star point guard, and then you got, you know, guys around him. But they got I think a better team around him than Derrick Rose had. So I like their chances.
Yeah, I think Karl Anthony Towns is suspect, man. I think he can be really, really good. I think he can get you 40 some nights.
Right. He's like their bruiser.
He's just so hit or miss. And honestly, he bitches like none other. I mean, grant NBA, right? Everybody bitches.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But they got,
my Lord.
They got great, you know, teamwork. Like Josh Hart's a nice player. Mikal Bridges has been really coming up clutch defensively lately. I like their team. You know, Tibbs always coaches well. So I'm always rooting for him. And then in the West, definitely I think it's the Thunder's time. If they don't do it now, I don't know when. Personally, I want to see the Timberwolves because I love Anthony Edwards. He's like the kind of gives me Jordan vibes.
Sure.
You know, like he wants to win. He wants to take you out like Kobe and Jordan. And I like
He's got
that
a great shot. He
mentality.
leads the team. I like
Right.
it.
I mean, I think right now there's no way in hell Timberwolves don't make it out of this series right now, but like they are one of the better teams, and you got to remember that the Western Conference going into like the last two games, there's like 5 teams vying. Like anybody, you could move from the 8th to the 3rd in the last 2 games because everybody was like 47 and 40 or what was the math on that? Somebody do it. I don't know.
That would be 87.
But I have a fun little drop in. My neighbor, who just recently moved with her husband out to Gilgo Beach, which is in New York.
Dildo Beach?
Gilgo. I think. Anywho, they're out there. Her husband, who I've met, we talk and chat. He is the media director or whatever at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
so
that's dope.
No shit.
She's like, if you ever even if you want to,
if you ever want to perform at Madison Square Garden, Journeymen Lounge podcast,
yeah. So like, she's like, honestly, it's like if you ever come through, we have a huge ass house. Like you're more than welcome. And if there's an event going on at Madison, let us know and we'll get you in. I'm like,
we should go to a Knicks Bulls game.
Yeah, that would have been
so
cool. I've
sick.
been like, Kelly, set that up.
I've always wanted to see the Knicks Square Madden.
Yeah.
So no, it was just fun because like she's like, yeah, just let me know, like you got the hookup. I'm like,
oh man, no, for real though, I've always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden
me too.
to see. If you're a basketball fan, that is like
absolutely
the Mecca. Or
Boston would be cool.
Boston
too.
Garden would be cool. They've changed some things. I think
one of the Meccas, I would say. There's a couple Meccas out there, but Knicks history, I think,
absolutely.
It definitely. I mean, it goes back to the 60s. Really, is there?
Yeah, and players always come to show out at Madison Square Garden. That's
some of the biggest games in history for sure.
I haven't played there, yeah.
All right, so
we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, I'm out. So Ryan had a
you got a nice little drop in.
Interesting thing that happened.
I went to the movies yesterday. The little double dip action, as I like to call it.
Nice.
Double dipping. I saw The Accountant 2.
With
Ben Affleck and my boy John Bernthal.
Love him.
Love him too. He's one of my guys. It was decent and pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's as good as the first. It has like moments.
I wasn't really a huge fan of the first.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of the first.
I liked the first
honest.
one. I didn't love it. It's kind of how I felt about this movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I think if it was like maybe like a Netflix or HBO type of movie, I think it would maybe do well. But like as far as the theater release, I don't know. But it was decent. It wasn't bad. I wasn't like bored or anything. It was like wasn't great, wasn't bad, kind of right in the middle. John Bernthal's great as always, though. Of course,
I loved him in
I
Fury.
like them adding in Bernthal
and Punisher
because I mean,
well, the nice wrinkle at the ending of the first one with him, where you find out he's his brother. I'm like,
right.
oh, cool. Kind of sets up maybe a sequel.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of movies, which what they do nowadays is like they already basically know that they have the funding for the second one. So
Yeah.
it's that thing of like, hey, we're already committed to make a second one, and then you set up that. I just know that like it. Unfortunately, things do happen,
Yeah.
and sometimes you don't get to make that next one, and so you're leaving the movie on a cliffhanger. I'm like, you guys look like idiots now.
Well, yeah, I think in this case though, this is one of those where I don't think they were going to do it, and they just happened to do it. Like, and I don't think it left on a cliffhanger. I think it left it like, and I was like, oh, maybe we could do more, but it was like.
I have a quick question, and maybe you guys are more, smart in this sector, but I'm assuming they had 2 endings that they filmed, and then depending on how well the test audience or the initial rollout it went, they provided ending A, which means we'll get a possibility of a sequel, or ending B if they're like, hey, you know what, this is going to be a one and only project.
I don't think they really give a shit about the sequel factor, but they definitely test it with audiences.
That's
to
what
go,
I'm wondering, though.
What
they
did
have
you?
to have a
They go,
contingency.
what did you like? Do you like this one more? Do you like this one more?
Yeah.
And I think they're really just simply about like, what does dumb America like? The Accountant 2 is a action thriller.
It's action. It's like kind of light on the action, honestly. Like it has like 3 maybe action scenes, but like you would think for like calling it an action movie, it's not like John Wick or something where it's like constant
Fucking
action.
love John Wick.
You know, there's a little more in between.
John Wick 5 coming out soon.
Yeah. But as far as your question, Bobby, where you were saying,
I
I think it depends on the director and it
Okay.
depends on the studio involvement.
Okay.
If he has a vision that he wants to shoot and that's it, and he thinks he gets to take like Clint Eastwood or something, like 1-2 takes, like that's it. Some directors, like David Fincher or other guys, they shoot like 100 takes. From
No, but I'm saying different endings.
No, I
already,
know, and
like,
sometimes
caked in,
sometimes it's like a different reaction from an actor, or a different ending, like you said, and then maybe, like you said, maybe they have a third one in mind. They do a test thing, maybe they don't like it, and they go reshoot it, or it depends.
This kind of goes into eventually. It's going to be at the end of this episode, but my my pick for Val Kilmer, the director, allowed his actors. He's like, I picked you for this role, but I'm going to allow you. I'm going to set up the scene, but I'm going to allow you guys, pretty wide, to explore how that might be, and you get a lot of cool different, takes out of it. So
yeah, it really depends on the director. Some guys are real, hard
It
ass
has to be
specific.
script,
It's my vision. I
Right.
wrote it. I'm directing, and some guys are like, "You're an actor. Do what you want to." You're like, or like maybe like do one for me and do one for you. That's what
right.
usually like.
Trust your judgment. I
Right.
guess.
And then also, so to finish the story though,
Yeah, sorry.
it's okay. The second movie I saw was Thunderbolts, which was great.
Thunderbolts.
The new Marvel.
New Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off the Marvel.
No, that's
train.
okay. This is good though. This is like what they should have been putting out the entire phase. Was it 6 or 5, whatever?
Whatever.
Well, like there hasn't been a good. This is the first good MCU movie I would say since Guardians 3, and this is the first good MCU movie that makes you excited for the more movies to come. Where it like the other ones were kind of like, I don't know, we're setting things up that haven't happened or aren't going to happen, or like this one kind of like gave you more hope, I would say, for like, oh, the MCU, like I think they're. Which I'm not surprised. This movie, I thought it was going to be good, and it was pretty good. And but anyway, I ran into Woj's dad and Samong.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Very cool. What's up,
apparently-
Samong? Man, I hope he's watching.
Apparently, they were sitting above me, but I went to after the movie, I went to take a pee, and then I left. And as I was leaving the bathroom, they were coming in, and they kind of stopped me, and we talked for like a minute or two. But yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I
Is
got
this at the Barrington Theaters?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a call last night, and Samong and my dad were going to get like ice cream or something like that after. And thanks for the invite, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Me or them?
No, them. That's all.
Straight
No, but they gave me a
clown.
call, and they were like, Samong was like, "What's the name of that guy?" I'm like, "You know his name. What? Who? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Your one friend that you do the podcast with." I'm like, "If it's not Bobby, it's the other guy. So what's his name?"
Was he a loudmouth?
And then he's like, and he sounded out. He's like, "Ryan." I'm like, "Yep, there you go, buddy."
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't surprised. I kind of thought he didn't know my name because he didn't say. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Or like, "What's up, Chief?"
Yeah.
I dig it. Who cares?
No,
I didn't
he,
ca- I didn't
he
mind.
knew it. He just didn't like
Well, I knew he
probably
was.
know it in the
I
moment.
knew he was kind of like unsure. Like he kind of maybe.
I think his thing was
There's
that he
some
wasn't.
hesitancy. Yeah.
He's a fan. Not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm looking there and talking about this shit. He's like unsure of what your name is, so you don't want to go in super hard. But like you are kind of a second degree of friendship, so
Yeah.
it is that thing
yeah,
of
it's a
like
friend of a friend.
you're kind of like I understand the easing into it though. But then he was like, oh, I bet you he doesn't even remember your name. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, of course he's going to remember so long. We played golf together.
I knew his
like,
name, yeah.
It just was like a weird thing. It was like, I don't really remember. And then he sounded it out. He knew it. But
it wasn't a little bit of an awkward position, though, being at the exit and entrance of the bathroom where we ran into each other. You know, it's like,
let's step out in
you
the
don't want to
hallway
be
and talk.
rude, but you want to talk, but at the same time, you're like, I'm in the bathroom. And then, like, I know I just got done going. They have to go. So I'm like, how long do we engage? So it was like a minute
dude,
or
it's
two.
just
It was proper.
It's a fist
exchange.
bump and like hey, how's things going?
Yeah, or like,
What's up?
did you like the movie? Or are you
Yeah.
excited for
made me
Fantastic
think
Four? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
That exchange made me real quick think of Seinfeld, where
That's what I felt like.
exactly
Curb or Seinfeld.
Yeah, where he's like, "Hey, I tried," like
Yeah.
both of them.
They're like, all right, I'm in the bathroom, so I'll see you later.
Well, see ya.
But no, it was good seeing them. It's funny, I heard them after the movie, like, thinking it probably was your dad who's like, "Oh, we'll see you in July" or something. Like, because they had like a teaser thing that kind of teased Fantastic Four, and they had the preview before the movie. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "All right, well, see you in July." And I was like, "Who said that?" But I'm pretty sure it was your dad. Like, now looking back,
We'll have to confirm.
They said he sat right above me.
Yeah, I would have definitely put money that it was probably him. He likes to see movies and shit. He's really into the like the experience of the movie of being like, yo, this is like going out. Like, hey, we're gonna go to a movie, get some food, blah, blah.
All right, shout out of the cannon because I know we have to get to our CD. What's the best place to sit in a movie theater? Go.
Easy. So you go in the theater, you turn first row up. That's where I'm sitting in the middle. So I like being immersed in the screen. Now, I'm not like this,
But you're saying first row of that first section.
Like when
at
you
the
go,
moment it gets
the first time you go up one step, that row.
that
right?
row. Oh wow, okay.
I like sitting there. I could do the row behind it, I suppose, but I like.
You're up there. You're like row C or D, man.
But like the seats, first of all, they lean back and they recline
A little bit.
But
yeah.
either way, I'm not like I've done the front like those front.
Those suck.
Those are horrible. I
You're
was
gonna
like,
ruin your
this
neck,
for like John Wick 2. Like I couldn't see shit.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
So this is good. I've always done it. I mean, I like being in the middle. I can see the entire screen, and it's like I feel like I'm in the movie.
You're immersed. Okay,
Yes.
Woj.
Dead center.
Dead center, middle center. See me, I like to go either
Dead center also.
I like to go like a little offset right or left, but more towards the back. Like if this is the back row, maybe 4 or 5 rows from the back row.
Yeah,
I would assume that the architecture is designed, the speakers are designed to hit that person in the middle with all
You'd
of the
think
perfect
so, but I like to be a little
acoustics.
offset because I guess like if staring at a screen, I don't want to be like a psychopath. Like I like to be
What?
relaxed a little bit off to the
What
side.
are
People
you
make a big
talking
thing of the sound. It's
okay,
to
Woj.
me.
What are you? You sit in a movie like this. The screen, if you're in the
I know,
dead
but I'm
center
saying
of
for
it,
me,
you're
this
looking
is a
at the
better,
dead
more
center.
relaxed pose. Like my neck, I'm not.
I don't know what
Hold
you're
on.
saying. Crazy things
I'm
like
not
people.
saying crazy
People
things.
watch the movie like, oh, I'm gonna watch a
Okay.
movie. You sit back and watch a movie. They give you goddamn recliners,
So you
man. What
pick
are we
the middle
talking
seat
I was like,
in an
me personally, I get the recliner. I'm back like this.
I mean, see, that's too much for me.
Or I'm probably up
I'm
a little-
here.
I'm probably up a little bit. Okay, I'm like
above.
this.
I just created drama where there shouldn't have been any.
To
The
the
leg
leg.
kick.
Feet up. But no, I like having the full screen effect, and I feel like if you sit in the back or people sit in like the back row, like what's the point? Then it's like you're.
I'm just saying that's.
It's where you go for hand jobs.
I know. I was gonna say that's kind of a habit out of circumstance.
To me, I'm going to the movie for the big screen. I want to
the
like.
girl could just be in the car.
Like if I'm sitting in the back, I'm shrinking the screen to like it looks like a TV now. It's like I could do that at home for
Okay.
you know what I mean. I don't know. That's my opinion.
All right.
I've always
cool.
been-
No, that's it. That's it.
Also, I would say I used to do it because before the recliners, the front row always had the railing you could put your feet up on.
Oh, I get you.
I
So you
always
just
liked
kick
doing
that.
that
All right.
back in the day, and it's just kind of a habit also now.
The habit's
I
mine,
mean,
too.
everybody can have their opinion.
Yeah. I like sitting in the back.
I don't know anybody who sits in the back. It's kind of uneasy if you're like, hey, where do you
I'm
like
not
to
in the back. I'm like 5 or
Not-
4 from the back.
Wasn't talking about you. Just talking about people in general. If they're like, yeah, I like to sit in the back left corner, I'd be like, you're a psychopath, dude.
Also, people,
Something wrong with you.
People make a mistake of going to see things in IMAX.
Psycho.
Now, IMAX is cool,
Nah.
but
Dolby.
The seats suck. Yeah, exactly. You go to the Dolby theater.
Dolby.
Because
I
that is
agree.
like the IMAX with the nice seats and the better sound. And the screen is pretty much just as big. It's very negligible. But if you do the IMAX theater, at least at Barrington, they have the old school seats with no recliner or anything, and they're uncomfortable. I'm not trying to see like fucking Oppenheimer for 3 hours in that shit. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
No, but Woj points something out. If someone picked like the corner of the theater, like back, front, middle, and there's like no one else in the theater, and they're sitting in that assigned seat, I'd be like, this guy for sure is about
getting
to
laid.
murder
Yeah.
anyone else in this like movie theater.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm
That's
out.
true. If I'm going with a girl, maybe I'll do that. But if I'm going to enjoy the movie, I'm doing what I said.
That's where the back row is, or if you're now too dumb to buy your tickets ahead of time, that's where you sit.
Right, exactly.
All right, so
All right, so let's go to the album.
Yeah,
then.
let's talk about the
Woj
album.
had
Yeah.
the album choice.
Yeah, so this was one that I did want to do. There's a couple. Ryan had mentioned Kids is definitely one of his more
Kids.
similar popularity from Mac Miller.
I love Macadelic.
Macadelic. I'm trying to think of the other ones right now.
Blue
But
Slide Park.
Blue Slide Park.
how many albums does the guy?
I mean, he put out
like 8
a
to
couple.
10, I'm
Couple
guessing.
as a
Oh, shit,
mix.
man, that guy was
Couple were a
busy.
mixtape. I think this
Oh,
is
sure, if you count mixed, yeah. Sorry.
so total albums and media that he has put out. I would probably agree with Ryan's like 8 to 10 to 11,
Yeah.
12. Some
because this is actually a mixtape that we did as well. It was, I think, initially, right?
yes, it is
Yeah.
best day ever mixtape.
Right.
Mac Miller is the a guy that I think really was you guys, we were talking about the 27 Club with the Doors.
Yeah, he could be part
Jim
of
Morrison.
Right.
He died at 26, but it's very much, I think, in the same manner of like immense talent and something that you don't get to see what's on the other side. Doors, huh?
Break on through.
But you really
That
don't
was
get to
good.
see
Good
what
tie-in.
he could have done as a 33-year-old, a 38-year-old. I do believe Mac Miller is my
Born
age.
in '92.
My same year. So it was a
September.
thing of like I will say I do not resonate, but it hits me a little bit more when I heard the news of him. I remember exactly where I was. I was driving home from work, and I'm like looking at. Actually, I take it back. I was listening to the radio, and the guy on the radio is like, "Yep, unfortunately, Mac Miller passed away." And I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
Out of here, really?
Hey,
Yeah,
just
it sucks.
he
he's
OD'd.
one of my favorite rappers. I think like the second best white rapper, like
Malcolm.
Eminem, and then him for me.
Malcolm
I would agree.
McCormick. I think he's definitely he makes a case for one of the best white rappers. I will say his style is definitely a little bit more childish, but that I think is just the matter of the fact that he was a child. He started when he was 18, 19.
Right, I think it depends on which album we're listening to. Like his early ones probably more lean into that, whereas later ones maybe go a little bit away from. I'm not super familiar with his later ones, but I'm just saying that because this is like 2011, this one, or 12 or something. It's like Kids was like 2010, so this is like one of his first couple, 2 or 3, I'm guessing.
2011, yes.
Yeah. So, but no, I love Mac Miller, dude. I mean, honestly, white or black, whatever, one of the best one of my favorite rappers in general. He's fucking great.
Yeah, Bobby, what's your experience? Like, do you know Mac
So-
Miller shit before?
No, so I'm glad you brought that up. I was familiar with the name, I think by name only, but I really didn't listen to any of his work. I wasn't really, paying attention. I'm sure his stuff was on the radio at some point, but it's just like I'm happy this came across because you guys talk about like sometimes I throw a bunch of randoms, and for me, Mac Miller was a random, and holy shit, the guy is talented.
Oh, wow.
I love this album. He's definitely like I want to check out his other albums now.
Bobby, listen to Kids for sure.
All right, that's gonna be my next. So I appreciate this because I do enjoy like the rap hip hop vibe, but this guy has his own flow, his own style, and I was like, man, I could get on it.
Hell yeah. For me, if I may expand upon my,
Sure.
I get it to a little bit. I heard him in college, 2010 when Kids came out. I used to visit my friends at NIU. It was kind of like my
See,
spot.
I just graduated.
Spot I would have gone to. They were graduating like the year or two after, so I was for a couple years.
Yeah, I was just out of school. I think then.
And I forgot, it was someone from Kids, I think. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, oh, who is this guy? Like, because I just started kind of getting into Wiz a little bit too at that time, and he was kind of kind of similar vibes. Actually, with Wiz as well
On one of
Rostrum
the
Records.
tracks, yeah.
He definitely collabed with them.
So I was like, damn, this dude is dope. So I've always loved Mac Miller. Always been a big fan of his. Have many of his songs on my Spotify. Many of his albums I've listened to at least most of them. Not like all of them all the way through, but a lot of the songs.
There was only one skip on this
me.
one, man. It was fucking great.
Woj.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one in 2011. That was my first year of college. This was a frequented college
shit.
college play, but more often, this is the exact type of music where I can find a song to really like do anything. This isn't just like hey, I got to play it. Parties up, we're doing stuff. There are some party-ish kind of vibes there, but then there's also like some chill shit. Then it gets real emotional. There's a lot of familial ties and stuff that he sings about, but it's all very like I think the beats is what ends up allowing him to do it. It's not just like, yes, he's a great rapper, I like the lyrics, I like the flow, all that shit, but then couple that with the beats, and it's too perfect harmony for me, where I like playing it, I like chilling out. I also like fucking doing it. I could see myself shooting hoops to this stuff, or playing golf. Like it's something that you can definitely. I'm sure Ryan on the track.
I've
what is it called?
Many times when we've golfed or basketball, I'd play him. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. What just?
No, you're the DJ of the golf.
Yeah, well, I play many Mac Miller songs often because they're always. A lot of times, like you said, the beat is very chill. A lot of his songs, and his flow is really good on them. He's got great references. Many of my notes for these songs, I put great references. Love the references. Like, he says something about like the Dwight in The Office, or whatever.
The pop culture like tie-ins are great.
Really good at tying that together, and just like real chill and late. And he's got a good voice. I think that's again a key for a rapper. You need to like the way they sound. Just all around, just dude's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love it. So my feelings about it, they're going to be very, very high. But let's just go through the track listing.
Let's run it.
Opens with I would call this like a best day ever intro. It's technically labeled best day ever, but in reality, it's like a snippet of the actual kind of song that closes it. I'm just going to point out, I like the fact that there's like teasing and some of the same like little like 7 seconds of a song interjected throughout the album.
I've noticed that too, yeah.
So you end up having these like little like cues, and then when you get to the final song, you're like, oh shit, okay, I like
full circle,
that they kind of left some breadcrumbs there. But for the intro, again, what I call an intro, I think it's fine. I think it kind of opens up. If I'm being honest, they should have switched the first two songs. But
I thought you meant switch the last and the first, because
the 1 and 2 get up. But I'm just gonna go with on Ryan's scale of stars. I'm gonna go with 2.5. On the
Damn, ain't low. I thought you'd be higher. I put good start. But it makes me want to keep listening to the rest of the album. I gave it a 4 because I think I gave it a 4 also because I know the song that's gonna come at the end of it that they're starting here, and I love that song.
Right.
So I think it's good. I like how he does it with starting it with this one and ending it with the same.
Right.
And then continuing. I think that's a good kind of like good bookends.
I like it. Yeah. That's a great
Bobby.
No, like I said, about a 3. It got me interested. I was excited to hear, and like I said, I love how they start to finish kind of pulled it all together. Full circle. That was a great, I guess, idea, concept. I think other bands have done it, but to Woj's point, he trickled in, a bunch of his other, finishing song, first track. It plays a little bit into the second track, and it's like, and you can there's almost a visual to this too. I know that sounds weird, but if you go through some of this, it's like, all right, I'm picking up my day. Let's go. Let's get up. So I was like, oh shit, like okay,
Yeah, so that good. It takes us to song 2,
yep,
right?
Get Up. Again, I think it was it gives you a taste of kind of what the album is, which that's how I like the opening song. I don't want you to come out and smack me in the face, although some groups I think
get down with the sickness
that can get away with that. That's how their style is. But like for this, kind of little taste of it. It's energetic, like a lot of his songs are, and again, I like to see kind of where the crescendo is gonna go. Give me like a start here,
Look
end
at the
here.
thesaurus over here. Hell yeah.
But yeah, what you guys got on Get Up?
I had it for
3. That's a 4. Sorry,
I had it
4.
3.5 to 4 stars. I put the beat is unique, but I don't love it initially. Like it kind of has like almost like a UFO kind of vibe or something. But the Mac Miller verses and the flow is fantastic. As I said, the great references. I think this is the one where he actually mentions Dwight in The Office. I have that written down here. I think it's like one of those songs. This is the first time I listened to this song. I listened to it twice. Actually, I listened to the album twice.
Okay.
I think it's one of these songs that will grow on me the more I hear it. Like I'll like it more and more.
I can see that.
Like the first time I was kind of unsure. And then as the song went on, the second half, I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of good. Let me like go back and hear it again. And I liked it more. So I feel like I have a 3.5 to 4 and maybe room for growth.
Okay.
For me.
I think you nailed it. Like I'd probably give it a 4, but to your point, I think it earns it edges its way up to that halfway through, and great tracks.
I
great
think
lyrics.
it progressively gets better as the song goes.
It does.
along.
So, like I said, it came out a little bit, here, and then
Yeah.
yep,
All right.
with the sound effect.
We got Donald Trump, probably one of his more famous songs.
Hell yeah, brother.
I would put that this is easily a 5, easily one of my go-to ones, just to kind of in terms of like get pumped up. Okay, you gotta get ready to do something. But I will just mention that like the lyrics and kind of the content is very much like childish, because again he is a child essentially.
Yeah, he's what, like 19, 20?
Well, he's
like
20,
that.
20.
Yeah.
Actually 19 right
Somewhere
around
around
there.
there, yeah.
So I love the song. I just admit that like some of the lyrics are definitely gonna find a big bitch, get my nuts. It's like very much like, what are you thinking of at 19?
I get it, man. I get it.
Getting your dick
I like
sucked.
it.
No, again, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out that
Donald
like
Trump.
some people might be like, wow, it's just about getting head and going around. Yep. 100.
Kind of, sorta.
Goddamn right.
5-star easily.
5-star, yeah.
Amazing beat, amazing flow, absolute banger. One of my all-time favorites from Mac Miller.
Enough said.
Enough said. You got it.
Bobby, anything to add?
Fucking Donald Trump, baby. Let's go. I love it. 5s.
Okay, then we move on to Oy Vey.
Fucking another 5.
I'm just digging the beat. Love the chorus.
Love the chorus.
The
Chorus
chorus.
fucking sold it.
It's just a match made in heaven. I think it's a little funkiness, which I definitely dig. So having a little bit of not just, hey, we're just gonna do a simple rap beat and then I'm gonna rap over the top. It's all of his shit incorporates so many different instruments, so many different sounds. But this one is like, it's a divergent. It's a path here, and I'm fucking right there with it. Like,
Interesting.
I'm jumping around it.
I'm going to go Oppo a little bit. I actually didn't like this one that much. I didn't hate
fine.
it, but it was...
ouch,
I
man.
only gave it a 3.
That hurt me a little bit.
Not my favorite beat. I don't know. It was kind of simple. Maybe I was missing a little something. For me, I didn't hate it.
No, I get you.
It's not a skip. I just, for
All
me, compared to the other ones, I was like, it's okay. I gave it 3 stars.
All right, fair. I fucking love this one. The chorus, everything, 5s.
Okay.
Like those two are bang, bang,
Okay, we move on to I'll Be There. This is, again, this is
The one for his ma, right?
number 5.
Yeah.
I think he just mentions his mom, but like it is a love song, love ballad to his mother. And I think just in general, this is exactly where he slows stuff down. It's a very airy song, and as soon as that happens to me, again, I'm a flow guy. It's going off on these different tangents, but I'm right there for the ride. Like it's absolutely what I love, because I don't like one style of music just all the way through, even if you do that very well. But I like just I'll Be There is, and I also will mention, I don't necessarily, let me see if I can look up who was, featuring Fonte. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Phonte.
Fonte?
Fonte.
Dante's Fonte.
A little bit Fonte. I don't know.
But I mean, I will also mention his features and all that shit on this. Whether known or not, they're fucking always phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like this one a lot. I love the laid back piano beat. Anytime you got a piano in the beat, I'm in. I love the lyrics about his mom. His Woj had his flow. I love the chorus with the R&B feature. I think for me, because my mom passed away, I really like this more maybe than other people might. So I gave it a 4.5, maybe a 5. Honestly, is what I had for me. I really liked it a lot.
That's a 5 for me.
Right. I'd say 4.5, 5 for me. I'm a big mama's boy, and there's some heart in this, and that's something that you can't, you can't fake. It's genuine.
Yeah.
I like the lyrics. You know,
got a good mom song. I'm usually a sucker for it.
Yeah.
So.
I get you.
You got to do it. So we got then Wear My Hat. I said that weird. Wear My Hat. I like that. I love the bass. The lyrics for me are it's not only lacking, but on top of it, it is a thing where maybe you guys are more hat guys to me. Like, is that a thing when like a signal though that like, hey, this girl is wearing my hat. This is a
absolutely
pimping sign.
For us, that's like wearing our chain. Those,
No, well, it's like back in the day for sure. Girl wears.
I'm saying a girl wearing your piece of clothing.
I'm saying the same thing though. If she wore your chain,
I would say
I
would say a hoodie more than a hat for me. Usually was the thing.
Oh, they always steal hoodies. Women always steal.
But
hoodies.
like I remember, like in 8th grade, like this hot girl wanted to borrow my hoodie, and she borrowed it for the day, and I felt so. Like,
honored.
This is amazing. Yeah. Oh my God, Brittany's wearing my hoodie the whole day. My Aeropostale hoodie.
Oh damn.
There you go. Big dog.
Like, and she's one of the girls.
The
and then of course, obviously, when you have a girl that you like and she wants to wear your stuff, so I can relate to the aspect of it. However, this is definitely, I think, the worst one on the album. It has a snare drum beat with a guitar, which is kind of interesting, but it's not my favorite. I put meh. Not my favorite chorus. Subject matters, kind of like a meh.
Like 8th grade dance.
It's got great
type
references
of shit.
again. I think again, if you had a girl like maybe he did who would do this and you could relate to it, you could probably bump it up. But for me, it's a 2.5.
I was gonna say, I bet you if you had the act happen. And you were like, "Hey, I used to do that." I'm sure you like the song.
It would
a little
resonate
bit more,
with you
for
more.
sure.
You'd probably like it.
I get it, but nah.
Yeah, I'd probably put it at like a 2, maybe a 1.
And this is definitely like the lowest one for me on the album. All the other ones I have are the lowest is a 3.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Well, we kicked that right back up to Wake Up. I mean, fucking love it.
Wake Up's fucking jam, dude.
Just get you going. It's
what
the people want.
Yeah, love the upbeat beat, catchy chorus, great flow. 4.5 to 5 stars for me.
Yeah. It's like you said, you got Get Up, and then this one, dude. They're both at, like, for me, like, Get Up, Wake Up, kind of, You could have chose maybe a different, track title, but whatever. This one's a fucking, it's a fucking jam.
Back to back bangers because you go to All Around the World. Mm-hmm. I bump this all the time.
That one's on the radio. It had to been right. That one. I
think Mac probably had about 5 songs. 5 to 7 songs, I would say, are like huge radio plays. On this one,
I thought this one might have been
Wake Up, Donald Trump for sure.
Keep Floating,
because that also had Wiz in it. Mm-hmm. Best Day Ever. So yeah, maybe like those 5. I think All Around the World probably was played, but I think there was other ones that are definitely above it.
More commercial success.
Yeah, for sure. Ryan, I mean,
I had the Just Blaze beat pounds. Mm-hmm. Love the beat. I put the chorus is fairly good, but not great. Could use a little work. I had 4 stars for it though. I think it was pretty good, pretty damn good.
No.
Down the Rabbit Hole is next. Change of pace, interesting beat.
Yeah,
can give it a 2, 2.5.
Whoa. I had a trippy beat. Probably great for smoking to listen while listening to.
I think you got to be in the right headspace for this one.
I gave it like 3.5 to 4. I liked it.
I give it about a 3. I think that's reaching. But like I said, it's different, and I like the fact that, hey, do something different. I get it. And like I said, different mindset, different headspace.
Yeah, some of those off beats or whatever you want to call them, work for some people and they don't for others. This could be like, like
this one's not bad. I mean,
I think that's why I rated it as a 2, is because it,
like, for me, I liked it, but you guys, not
if you go down the less traveled road, and I'm not really on board for it, because this is the part now where again flow becomes so important. Is that you keep
He's such a purist,
but you keep getting this. You had this nice balance of like banger. Okay, maybe not a commercial success, but still good. banger. Okay, not a great one. Banger. It like kept doing this. Then it went banger, banger with I'm sorry. It went. Where the fuck was it?
All around the world.
It went wake up around the world. Then this one.
Yeah.
And like it falls too steep, man. I was like in the fucking
You're right.
zone.
In terms of that's like that heartbeat dropping like.
And then it drops off. But then it picks it back up. I mean, In the Air. One of my favorites, 5 stars again. I mean, so like this is the consistency of the album to me, is that it just keeps going like this. But then if you fall too far, now I got to get back into the groove.
So I like Down the Rabbit Hole more. I gave In the Air. It's kind of a change of pace song for me. To me, the beat sounded like it kind of could have been like the score to like an indie movie, like Garden State or some shit. Like I don't know, like the way it was.
I can kind of see what you're. Yeah,
you know
I got
what I mean?
you.
Like
yeah,
the main part of it.
this one for me was only about a 3.
I gave it a 3.5.
Okay, for me it was about a 3. I get you, like I said. I think the instrumental on this is kind of cool. But yeah.
Okay,
it is what it is.
We go into Play Your Cards.
Play Your
This
Cards.
is dope, man. 80s rap cadence.
Hell yeah,
some
love
updated
that.
lyrics. I go a 3.5, 4 on this, but I definitely love when any decade of rap samples from the other one or like plays with that style. Fucking love that shit. Do it more.
Yeah, I went 3.5 again. I love the flow and the lyrics, and those Roach had the beats, like funky, like 80s kind of beat. Like the chorus is kind of meh. That's what I put.
I got it for 4, man. This one you could throw on. I think it's a good time. So
Okay. We go into She Said. I just put neutral song. I don't really know what to think about this one because it's not something that I go absolutely skip. This was horrendous, but it's also not something that I hold a higher standard of all the other songs. So it's a little difficult to say. Like I'm kind of middle of the road.
I'm curious on Ryan's
I kind of liked it
thoughts.
more. I had like a 4.5 to 5 on
Yeah.
this. Funky classic. As my notes, funky classic hip hop beat, great flow, lyrics, references, chorus. That's what I had.
I'm kind of with you. I think this one actually hits a little bit higher for me. I'd give it about probably 3.5, 4 for sure. Probably closer to the 4 mark. Yeah.
Okay. Life Ain't Easy, numero. I'm just going to say 5 stars. This is fucking the absolute best.
Yeah, I gave it 4. Pretty good song, laid back beat and flow.
I'm the 5-star train, man. This
5-star
one's
for
fucking
sure.
great.
Snooze. Airy beat. I put just like a Saturday morning.
Is this the
song.
Wiz one?
No.
Oh,
this
all
is Snooze. But
right.
I'm going a solid 4 on this. I just like it kind of is like, again, like you're chilling in the morning, not doing
You're
too
right.
much.
It had that relaxed tone to it.
I just wrote good song, 3.5 to 4. I didn't have my notes on that
I
one.
just wrote good song.
No, I like
3.5
how
to
he
4.
mentioned, it's airy as shit. It's relaxed. I get it. Yeah, I'm about 3.5 too.
For some reason, my other notes I didn't have any other notes for that
Yeah,
one.
Ryan forgot to.
I love
comment on
Lamp.
I love Lamp.
that. Then we get to Keep Floating. I just put the best.
Featuring Wiz, yeah.
The best.
This is an all-time favorite of mine from Mac and Wiz. Love the collaboration. Dope,
So, I mean, they go together very well.
dope laid-back, chill beat, amazing feature. I put debatably my favorite song on the album, 5 stars.
It's up there for me, too, yeah.
I'm saying it's like 4.5, 5. It's not my favorite on the album, but yeah, I like the collaboration. I think that they really the great vibes in this. They were able to put together a good track on this.
Yeah, and then we got the title track, Best Day Ever, the actual full version.
To wrap it up.
I said earlier they teased the beat throughout the album, but I think just the song itself is so goddamn good that it's like you could tease it even before. Like it doesn't matter. Like this song, you play it, it's fucking sick. And on top of it, you do, especially in the video, the video. There you go.
Words.
Can't think of words. Music video. Couldn't think of music. That's funny. In the music video, it plays again on his his growing up and and playing songs with his dad. He's rapping when he's like 3 years old to Cool in the Gang.
Yeah.
So I think it to me it's a whole package of that. But definitely this beat of it. I mean, as soon as it comes on, I'm like, hell yeah. That's the best. That's the best thing I could say. As soon as the beat comes on, I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. Fucking ready to go.
5 stars, one of the best for sure.
Wrap it up.
The best.
I agree.
Put a bow on it. That was a great song. Great ender.
I mean, that was the end of the album,
Yep.
so we can literally move on to the next part of the album
Journeymen.
review.
Which is
Somebody names the
me.
next
Yeah,
album.
it's you.
There you
All right, I was having a tough time deciding. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go something rock, but nothing was really
Nothing standing out.
to me, especially after Woj had this great choice.
I mean, shout out Mac Miller, man. It's one that I didn't even need your guys' opinion on, because if you tried to say that this album was bad,
I'm so happy you invited me to this artist. Honestly.
I mean, dude, it's one of the best. But Ryan, you gotta follow it up.
That's
with
a tough
something.
follow-up.
I know
Yeah.
it is. I'm trying to decide between the two of one artist.
Just don't go experimental. That's all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor.
That's great.
Okay.
I was debating between that and The Cool. I love them both, but the first one's Food and Liquor, so I'm gonna start with Food and Liquor.
Yeah, Lupe's.
I don't know if Bobby has any experience with Lupe, but maybe
a little bit.
All
Un
right.
poquito.
Poquito.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with Val Kilmer trifecta. I did The Doors. Ryan's next up with the
I'm Batman. Batman Forever.
Specifically Batman Forever. So we're gonna take a break.
Be right back.
Do it up.
Bye. Welcome back to the pod. We are here today, and we are doing our continuation of Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Our
Trifecta.
Val Kilmer marathon, if you whatever you want to call it. And Woj did The Doors last week, starring role. I also did a starring role. One of his most famous roles, not one of his best roles, but one of his most famous roles, is Batman in the movie Batman Forever, which was released in 1995, directed by Joel Schumacher. And starring Val Kilmer.
He had a lot of great names here.
Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face, Jim Carrey's the Riddler, Nicole Kidman plays Dr. Chase Meridian, Chris O'Donnell stars as Robin, Michael Gow is Alfred, and Pat Hingle is Commissioner Gordon. And
Sugar and Spice. Come on, we got Drew Barrymore.
Oh, sure. Well, I was going all the way into it, but yeah, they're also in it. Drew Barrymore, Debbie Mazar, and some other people. But
there's a big cast for this.
Yeah, a little background on this movie. So the first two Batman that had come out was Batman 89 and Batman Returns in 92. Both were directed by Tim Burton and starring Michael Keaton.
Yep.
After Batman Returns did not fare as well at the box office as Warner Brothers would have liked. It was kind of controversial. There was kind of at the time they were like, "Oh, the movie's too dark. It's supposed to be a kids' movie. We're not selling enough toys." That was the whole thing back in the day.
A merchandise push, yeah.
McDonald's had a big thing to do with it. So when Tim Burton came to meet in for the third Batman, they were basically like, "Yeah, we kind of want to go a lighter, different direction." So he didn't.
That really didn't happen.
He didn't. Well, it didn't. It didn't. He didn't want to be a part of it, and then Michael Keaton also eventually bowed out.
Yeah.
So Val Kilmer steps into the role. Joel Schumacher steps into directing, and you can definitely see and feel the differences if you watch the first two Batman and you watch the next two, especially obviously Batman and Robin, which goes really far into
it goes way
campiness and the color and everything. But so let's just start with.
Tim Burton also produced this.
Oh, he did. He was a producer, yes.
So that it just kind of keeps in the Tim Burton Batman universe.
And Joel Schumacher, it's actually literal. Batman's supposed to be Michael Keaton from the first two. Val Kilmer is supposed to be Michael Keaton and Bruce Wayne. It's a continuation.
Yep.
Commissioner Gordon's the same. Alfred's the same. So it is. It's supposed to be the same. Obviously, though, it's not the same person.
Right.
I would just also say that the movie was budgeted for $100 million and made $336.6 million. So it made quite a profit.
Big success.
Now I was gonna say. So let's go with our. Should I do the synopsis first or our experience?
You can do a quick synopsis, and then we'll run into the experience.
Okay.
Right?
So the synopsis is. Okay, so Batman, Two-Face in the beginning has hijacked a bank of some sort, or he has a guy hostage in the bank. He sets a trap for Batman. Batman shows up. This new doctor's there, Chase Meridian, and she's right away completely enamored with Batman. Wants to bang him right then and there on the spot.
Right.
I mean, who wouldn't?
It's a little over the top. It's kind of ridiculous.
We'll talk about that.
We'll get into it. Yeah. But so anyway, Batman goes into the bank, takes down Two-Face's men. There's a guy, and like I said, and
trapped
there.
in the vault.
Yeah, then there's like acid and stuff filling out of the vault, which Two-Face is lifting with a helicopter. Batman eventually escapes and saves the guy. And then it'll again, he's also into Chase Meridian, but he wants to be more into her as Bruce Wayne rather than Batman. You know, that distinction, if you will. So they kind of have a couple interactions, and he invites her to the circus. Right, I'm kind of maybe skipping a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. I know.
But yeah, this goes to circus, and then Dick Grayson, who is Robin, they were part of the Flying Graysons. They're an act, tumblers and hang trapeze artists. Thank you. And they're performing, and they're like really good at they do stuff with no nets and all this crap. They're really acrobatic. Anyway, Two-Face comes over, takes over the circus. Eventually, he has a bomb. He wants Batman to reveal himself, his identity. The Graysons are trying to get the bomb out of there. Two-Face ends up shooting Dick's family. Dick gets the bomb out, rolls it over the edge. He survives, but obviously he's crushed and heartbroken. He just lost his mom, his dad, and his brother. He wants vengeance for Two-Face. Commissioner Gordon drops him off at Batman's house to stay with him, or Bruce's house, I'm sorry. He doesn't know he's Batman yet. Bruce's house to stay with him, and immediately he wants to leave, and Bruce can kind of relate, having lost his parents in a similar way, but he ends up staying, and he eventually learns that Bruce is Batman. He finds the Batcave, takes the Batmobile out for a stroll in one of the scenes.
Right, that totally blows my mind.
Meanwhile, I kind of skipped the other part of it. Edward Nygma is the Riddler.
Yep.
He works for Bruce at Gotham, whatever, Bruce Wayne Tech or whatever.
Wayne Enterprises.
Thank you, Wayne Enterprises. He's like a scientist who's trying to develop a way to watch TV in your brain, booted directly into your brain.
Yeah, it's something with the way that the television is basically a mind-controlled device, but it's marketed as like a 3D, like especially at the party, it's like a 3D
TV experience,
where like you can get in there and like you just think of something and you can, hey, I'm on the beaches.
And he idolizes Bruce Wayne, wants to be like him, wants to be with him almost maybe. He's like obsessed with him.
There's a weird obsession to
Bruce turns him down when he wants to make his project. So he's all of a sudden like, I hate Bruce Wayne. Fuck you, Bruce Wayne. I'm going to do everything to show you my invention is the tits. And then anyway, his boss comes in one day while he's working on it. He's going to fire him, but he knocks him out. And then he figures out he can use this machine to read people's minds, essentially, steal information from them by hooking it up to their brain, and through his brain, he gets like smarter, I guess, is the idea of it.
Well, he learns people's thoughts, fears,
everything.
Like catalogs, if you will.
Right. So he basically is having his own kind of villain. He's becoming a villain, and he finds his way to Two-Face, says we should team up to take down the Bat. You want to find out who he is? I can find out.
He finances his
so you help me rob all these stores so I can make this product, and then we'll find out who Batman is. We'll take him down together kind of thing. And then, and then eventually Dick becomes Robin, and at the end they team up after Two-Face and the Riddler kidnap Chase at Bruce's house and leave him a riddle or whatever, and then they have to go into the lair of Edward Nygma and Two-Face and try and save her. And eventually, at the end, Batman's given a choice: save Robin or save Chase Meridian. You can't be both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
You got to
pick to decide, and then that's pretty much most of the movie.
Yep.
Sorry, it was kind of a lot. I know.
It's all good. You went through it. I just would, it's kind of the overarching is just like, there are bad guys. It's Two-Face and the Riddler against Batman, and they're trying to kill him. He's trying to.
He broke down the scenes though. He was.
I appreciate the synopsis, but like in just terms of the overall Batman world, good against evil. Gotham City is a fucking shit show, and Batman's there to clean it up.
And this being Joel Schumacher's Batman, it's more colorful. It's more.
Almost got a Japanese like Tokyo feel to it.
It's almost like Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah,
I can see Blade Runner.
It's more campy than the Burton ones, but it's not as campy as it would get in the movie after this. But there are moments of like it's trying to be funny or trying to be like a comic, like literally like a comic book. Like Jim Carrey has some scenes where he kind of does his thing and goes a little off the walls or whatever. As opposed to like obviously the Nolan Dark Knight verse where it's very serious, toned down, grounded in realism more, so if you're used to those and you come back to watching this, it's a little bit of a shock, I guess, if you haven't seen it, or whatever.
Sure.
So let's just go our experiences with this movie, and how about in Batman in general? but this movie also and Batman.
What year did this come out?
This came out in 95.
Yeah, I mean, this was easily I was taken to it with the family. Batman has always been a staple. My brothers have definitely loved Batman for a long time. I mean, my experience with Batman is definitely more of like when it was reborn in the 2000s, Christian Bale. I mean, that's really where
The Dark Knight was your
Christopher Nolan movie.
Christopher Nolan, yeah, that vehicle, like those were really where I got hooked. Although I will say that the 90s and 89 Batman, those always have a special place in my heart. I really, in general, with Batman, the 60s, the very cheesy
Adam West
type of style of Batman.
Yeah.
I just am not. I'm not in on that. I get it where it has its place to set up the.
I'm with you, man.
But
you don't gotta defend
that
it.
stuff. It to me is like really to watch. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, you got to watch a 22-minute episode of Adam West Batman," I'd be like, "Ooh, I don't know if I can get through that whole."
Well, before
it's more comedic, man. I guess it's.
And thankfully, Batman 89. Before Batman 89, that was people's Batman.
Yeah, right.
That
Batman
was their
89
exposure. Yeah.
Batman 89 changed went back
Yep.
to the more darker classic roots of the character.
Which is where Batman lives.
Should be,
his
yes.
parents have died. That is his origin story.
Yes.
And he witnessed it. That makes you pissed off. That makes you want to
Yes.
fucking kill people.
Yes.
And I mean, he doesn't, but I mean,
Batman doesn't kill.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, is like that the broodingness and what
Yeah.
they've done now more recently is it makes sense based on his story of why he's doing this.
Yes.
It's still. So where were we at with the? I
want to get my experience.
Yeah, go
so
for it.
I was at least exposed to the Michael Keaton Batman, and one thing that I guess the transition for me is I used to watch all the Batman TV show, the cartoons when I was younger, and I'll say this: I think that they've incorporated a little bit of that kind of feel, obviously in the live action. I thought there was a lot of fun, different scenes and different setups. I really enjoyed this though, in the sense that, and I was telling this to Woj, I think that Val Kilmer, in terms of the comic book and the actual character that is Batman via the comics, I think he really incorporates him well as Bruce Wayne. I think that his portrayal of Bruce Wayne is, I think, by far better than everyone else's.
Who's his?
I think that Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne, not Batman, does better than Michael Keaton and.
So you saying Val Kilmer is the best live action Bruce Wayne?
Live action Bruce Wayne that is canonical with the character from the comic books.
Okay, that's not a bad take. I think
That's your take.
That's not a bad take. I think
Nothing wrong with it.
I think he's a better Bruce Wayne than Michael Keaton was. I think Michael Keaton's a very good Batman. His Bruce.
Let's just get it out of the way.
His
Get
Bruce
your,
Wayne
get,
was-
your, get your rankings down.
All right. Well,
And I'll even go one step further. Top 3 Batman. I'm sorry, and then top.
is this
3,
only live action?
top 3 Batman?
Yeah, live
top 3
action.
Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
I would say I know exactly what you're going to say because we talked about this before.
Yeah. I just want to say if we're
Add in just your order,
Okay,
whatever
well,
it is. Adding in the
if we're not including Kevin Conroy as Batman from Batman the Animated Series, because he's the GOAT. He's the best Bruce Wayne Batman.
that's what
He's
he's
in the
I-
Arkham Asylum
it.
games.
Love it.
Everything.
Loved the
He
TV
sets the tone.
series.
He's,
Yes.
he's untouchable. If it's not, we're not including him.
We're not. We're gonna go live
Okay.
action.
We're talking about Bruce Wayne or Batman now? Because
I'm going to say
difference.
3 top 3
Three,
Bruce
that is
Wayne.
Bruce
Okay.
Wayne. 3
top
that
3
is Batman.
Okay.
I like that.
I think my top 3 Bruce Waynes probably be Christian Bale. Then I would say probably Val Kilmer. And then probably Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne. Okay.
Bruce Wayne. We're going to just keep with the Bruce Wayne.
Okay. That would be mine.
Okay, I'm gonna go. 3 would be Kilmer. I'm gonna go 2 with Clooney. I'm a Clooney guy. I know.
Terrible.
Shut up.
Fucking Clooney, man.
I'm a
He
Clooney
doesn't even
guy.
hit the
I
list.
love Clooney, but he's terrible in that movie. He's just
Shut
terrible.
up. And then numero uno for. Did I say Batman or Bruce Wayne?
We're talking about Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne
Bruce.
is Christian Bale. That's
All right, so mine obviously Val Kilmer, at the top. Christian Bale, number 2, and respectively so, like very good. And I kind of like the idea that you use Ben Affleck as number 3 because I think that he does a better job than Michael Keaton as the Bruce Wayne.
Michael Keaton's like too himself, like too funny, and not like I don't get the.
And I'm not gonna go Adam West or anything like that because it doesn't line up. So that'd be mine. So I think that's.
Now we want to get into Batman.
Now we're getting into Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Batman now.
Batman again, not including Kevin Conroy because he's number 1.
Not including the animated
number
series.
1, honestly, for Batman, I think might be Robert Pattinson. He was really good in the Batman.
Robert Pattinson, okay.
As just Batman.
Yeah.
His Bruce Wayne is lacking, but his Batman portrayal, phenomenal.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really comment.
I'm gonna go.
You've been telling me to watch it.
I'm gonna go Pattinson 1. Okay. I'm gonna go 2.
shot out of a cannon. Let's go.
I guess I'd go Christian Bale, although the voice can be annoying. And then 3, I'd probably go Keaton, but like him and Val Kilmer are both very good at like honestly, if you would like, he does a good. Val Kilmer does a great job of like being like Michael Keaton in the suit. Like he's very good. I'd probably go Keaton. Although again, there are some problems with Keaton's Batman because he like, kills people and Batman doesn't kill people as a character. So I have a little bit of issue with that. But the suit looks amazing.
Okay,
he's great with the voice.
Yeah,
that would be me.
Bobby.
All right, so number 1, I think Christian Bale does. I think the best Batman. I need to see the Robert Pattinson one. I really do to give it a fair mix of things.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, number 2. Fucking great, man. And number 3 to round things off. I want it, dude. Val's good, but I don't know.
Shot out of a cannon.
Val. We'll just go Val for 3. But that, like I said, I think Robert Pattinson could definitely edge him out there if I saw the movie.
I think Val does a good job. Like he
does a good job.
He's like right in the middle. Like he doesn't necessarily always stand out, but he's not bad.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. And I can't really. I didn't like Ben Affleck's Batman. No offense.
No, they tried to make him kind of fun. Well, and also to be fair to Ben Affleck, the problem is he never got his own solo Batman movie.
Right.
He's in Batman vs Superman, which is half Superman, half Batman. He's in the Justice League.
100% shit.
Right.
And I can't do Clooney. I can't jump on Clooney's shit.
No,
or
he was
Adam
terrible.
West. No, I don't know how.
Just shut your mouth about Clooney. I will not fucking.
Dude, have you seen the movie?
He's part of Clooney's.
I will not take this disrespect.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
I know. Jesus Christ.
God awful. The movie's awful.
He was what? He was in ER. That was the best thing.
He himself will tell you he's bad.
He wouldn't pick
my
himself.
Ranking. Okay, my ranking of Batman.
I want to hear this.
I'm gonna go
Clooney.
Kilmer at 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Robert Pattinson 2, and then Christian Bale numero uno.
Yep.
I mentioned it just a little bit ago, but like the broodingness, the darker way in which Batman is portrayed, and like the fact that he is a vigilante is done so much better. Excuse me? You have a problem?
Vigilante.
Vigilante?
Is it your aunt as well?
Vigilante.
See, Vigilante's like
Stop
Chicago.
those vigilantes.
Hey, we got
from Chicago.
We got a couple of vigilantes.
We just got a pope from Chicago. Start talking like
I
it.
don't know, vigilante. I don't care.
That's fine. I gotta give you a little shit for
vigilante.
I mean,
croissant?
the only reason that anybody is talking about it right now is because you brought it up. It's a movie guy.
Someone would brought it up.
But again, their version of like darker, like, hey, I got some anger to fucking get out. You don't get that too much with Kilmer and Keaton.
No, not really.
And I would also just the reason why Kilmer edges it over Keaton for me is 3 is just because of like the size. Michael Keaton to me is always like kind of like a grandfather, like a young grandfather type. Where he's like,
because you've seen him in the other guys,
but just simply like he's just like seems a little weak to me. Whereas Kilmer's kind of like a more solid.
He is more Bill Kilmer. You're right.
Yeah, it's like right. He's like some guy that can be like, yeah, that's fucking Batman right there.
Yeah. I think he has a bit stronger build. Yeah,
sure. I wish Val Kilmer got a little more to do.
Right.
But yeah, he's good. I obviously really quick. I didn't really give my experiences, so I'm gonna fly through it.
Go ahead.
Fly through it. This is like one of my favorite movies when I was 6 years old. I would go to this store called Box Office Video.
Yeah,
which is where Panera is now in Schaumburg and Barrington right there.
We're familiar.
So I read like 5 of the same movies all the time. It was Batman Forever, Happy Gilmore.
Love it.
Ace Ventura, and The Mask. It was like my 4. I just rent them all the time on VHS. So I wore the shit out of this movie. I love this movie. I love this movie when I was a kid, and also my experience with Batman in general. He's my favorite all-time superhero. Spider-Man's a close second. I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series, the greatest portrayal of Batman of all time. Mm-hmm. It still holds up. I watch it still as an adult.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great.
Even though it's a kid show, I still.
It has adult themes to it, or adult messages.
Kevin Conroy and the whole staff, the everything was phenomenal. Anyway, so I love Batman. So I just want to put that out there. And I'm big Christopher Nolan, Dark Knight universe guy. Love, especially the first two. I'm really excited for the new Batman Pattinson movie coming out. Let's get on with it.
Yep, let's get on with it.
Let's go to scenes, guys. Someone start us off with a favorite scene, or I'll start us off. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah. The opening scene. I'm gonna start with the opening scene. The Two-Face, the bank trap. It's a pretty good scene. Tommy Lee Jones for like the first minute is actually doing decent as Two-Face, and then after that he's kind of ridiculous. The rest of the movie, he's like yelling and laughing the whole time. But in that first, like where
he is literally
Two-Face.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's not Two-Face. He's like
Have
way
you read
over
the comic book? Yeah,
Yes,
the guy's
not,
literally diabolical.
He's not that over the top.
I'm not saying to the comic book, but I'm saying like clearly it's like unhinged and hinged.
But he's never hinged. He's always unhinged.
No. He's hinged in the sense that even in that situation,
when has he ever?
He flips a coin. He's like, you get to live another day.
Think about the movie. The only time he's ever calm is the first scene where he's like, he's talking to the security guard before he flips the coin, and after that, he's like the whole time he's like, like the
sugar and spice.
Okay,
he's chilling with them.
The end when he's like, yes, Bruce, you're right. You've always been a good friend.
Great job,
blah blah blah. But other than that, he's cackling and ridiculous. He's the whole time. I love
my God.
Tommy Lee Jones is one of my favorite actors.
I can just we'll talk about it in the Piggy Nits with the where I'm going with that.
Especially also because if I might add, Riddler is Jim Carrey is even more over the top. So you have two over the top performances. You need a little balance. Calm or more like angrier Harvey Dent, more gruffer. I would like more or Two-Face. That's just me.
That's cool.
But anyway.
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna go with. Are you done with the first scene? Or?
Yeah, well, I already described it before. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the classic Batman gear up scenes in the Tim Burton movies. It's very much like a quick shot of like the gear going on. It's like shh, like
where he
a lot
slides
of that
down
stuff.
that fucking tube.
But no, just like him putting the gear on his arm and the belt coming together. I like those.
You like the ass shot and the cock shots.
I mean, there was a cock shot right away.
There was.
But yeah, I just, in general, though, I think I like that aesthetic of it because in any Batman movie, like, that's his thing, is like, he's a normal guy, so he's got to suit up. He's got to protect his nards.
I think parts of it are cool. I just wish they didn't do the ass and the cock shots.
I mean, they put nipples on the thing.
That too, yeah. That's another.
Got to have those Batman nipples.
It's not as bad, though, as in Batman and Robin when they really do their nipples.
They're hard.
Yeah.
They're hard in Batman and Robin.
One of my favorite scenes, and maybe it's for the aesthetics of it, and it almost kind of gives me the Big Lebowski feel, is he's going back to his lair, and it's half like pure, half like black, half white.
Okay.
All right, at any rate, I kind of like the visualization of that, and then from there, when he basically puts the gun to the Riddler's head, he's like, "You shouldn't have walked in here." Like, regardless of what you have to put on the table, like it kind of gives me that same feel. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like in the Big Lebowski, mark it a 0.
I got you. So what's happening right now is Ryan had ordered a pizza, and we didn't plan it out very well.
No, our planning.
But
we could put a pause, maybe.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna run through some additional scenes. Ryan, you gonna go out and grab it? Okay, I mean it's fine. You can talk normal.
Yeah, we're good.
It's fine. We're not cutting any of that.
I'll walk through and get my shoes real quick.
It's all good.
So how's ET life like in real life with the red sweater there?
It does look very ET.
Right, Elliot.
So
Jesus Christ.
I'll throw out I definitely enjoy again, this is back to the Batman early 90s, late 80s. Like the cheesy explosions, they have a lot of sparklers and stuff when shit's blowing up. It looks cheesy, you can kind of see it, but I like it. I like in this shit, they blow shit up.
I like the circus setup as well as the high class like business, executive, meeting or like rolling out the carpet. I thought both of those were done well because I like the festiveness of the circus scene, and then like everyone trying to be high society in that business blow up scene that Two-Face kind of.
I mean, especially with the trapeze act, I think it's cool.
cool.
It's cool to
Fucking
add
cool.
that shit in. I think that's pretty dope.
Some practical effects, yeah.
I would also just throw out the. Jim Carrey in this, and Ryan kind of.
He's a little wild. Yeah.
He had said though that you have two kind of upbeat villains, and I totally get that. I would just say that Jim Carrey though is in the way that he plays it is like that's his home run space, if you will. That's where he lives.
I
mean, the
yeah.
scene where he's putting on and testing the hat, which is the guy opposite of him is Ed Begley Jr., who's in like Pineapple Express and shit like that. But like that's perfect. He's being able to do the facial expressions. He's being able to really sell it. That's what Jim Carrey is so great at. And I think that any scene with Jim Carrey in this, when he's full on Riddler, when he's like the more manic Edward Nygma.
Yeah. I like that Enigma.
I'm not
Enigma.
the biggest fan of those scenes,
Okay.
but when he's actually full on Riddler and he's like, "Who's afraid of the big
Riddle
bat?"
me that, yeah.
Stuff like that. Go ahead.
You bring up a good point. I really like in terms of scene, at least for what it's worth. I think they did a great job framing and putting in the right context. Like in his like small little apartment, he clearly he's unhinged. He's got ideas up on boards, all these news clippings. So it kind of at least sends it home in terms of what you're expecting. A guy who is obviously a creative genius, but someone who's also detached.
Gotcha.
So.
I would also throw the episode the scene.
I'm back.
Ryan's back. The scene
Hey-o.
where Robin is doing martial arts with the laundry. I'm cracking up when he's doing it.
That was funny as shit.
But I
yeah.
thought it was actually kind of cool. Like he's like throwing his
The
thing,
scene was so
ringing
cringe.
out.
It was fucking-
Thank you. I was the same way. I was like, why the fuck? Like, it's not like the dude
Let me
doesn't know
dry
to
off my clothes in a way that it looks like I'm fighting.
spinning around.
I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Oh.
Like that, it was so funny because it was like, what are you doing?
that
man?
same extent of him getting to that like secret hidden passage where he's like, all right, I'm gonna front flip. The door's already shut in real life. Like, I'm gonna
Okay,
front flip,
we'll
roll off.
save
of
that
it.
for.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for
the
Piggy Nits. That's
Yeah, I
fucking
got that
hilarious.
too.
All right, Ryan, throw some out.
Quick thoughts, really
scenes.
quick. This guy right here, this driver, like, we're sorry, 1 second. What a rookie of the pizza driver. First of all, I mean, it's fine he called me. Wouldn't you try the buzzer at first? He didn't even do it at all. And then he didn't have change with him. And he knows I'm paying in cash. So I couldn't give him as much as a tip as I would have liked to because I only had 3 singles. I'm like, he's like, oh, I got money in my car. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to give you more money if you want to go back out to get. No, it's fine. All right, if you
right,
want less of
fine.
a tip, fuck it, man. That's,
Yeah, I would say rookie is pretty apt
he's an
description.
older guy, too.
All right,
rookie.
well,
Anyway, back to the
Hey, you
pod.
can be a 40-year-old rookie in the MLB, man.
Sorry, working at a pizza place. I'm like, really, dude? Like, come on, man.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. So as far as scenes goes, did you guys mention when Bruce meets Edward Nygma? I like that one. But I like when after he sees the bat signal, Bruce slides down like a secret tunnel, like blank check style,
Yeah.
to get the bat.
blank check
Nice.
style.
I mentioned while you were out that the scenes with Edward Nygma, not
As Riddler, though.
I don't like his manic kind of state, and he's like trying to get Bruce to get him money. Like you're mentioning that first scene.
Yeah.
I like when he's the Riddler and he's fully unhinged and he's like talking in rhyme and like doing a
Yeah.
Jim Carrey thing. That's more of my speed with that.
I agree. I put down. I love, of course. I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but the circus scene.
Yeah.
It's pretty much ripped closer from the comics. I don't think Two-Face kills them, but there is a thing where in the animated series, the line gets cut and they fall down. It was a guy who was shaking down the circus for money.
Oh.
And he kills Dick's parents, and he wants vengeance in the same manner. So I do like that they did that. I thought that was done very well.
Mm-hmm.
I also had.
I got Joyriding in the Batmobile is pretty dope.
That was
Oh yeah,
that's cringe for me, man.
it was a little bit like.
Why is that cringe?
Well, like more of his dialogue was kind of like.
Well, yeah, it's terrible.
That whole scene, that whole setup, they could have got rid of it. for
I
me.
put down I put down. He's fighting the laser tag villains. Like in like the.
I got a-
high-
I got a
I'm
fun
about to
fact.
go to a rave and fight the rave fucking.
I got a fucking juicy fact about that
Oh,
scene.
juicy.
But,
Let's
do you
hear
want
it.
to share it now? Or
no. I got to save it for cast.
There's a really quick one, but it's kind of like what a preview of what this movie could. There's like 45 minutes of the movie cut out that Joel Schumacher originally wanted to make it more darker than they
Sure.
let
I
him
kind of
do.
wish I saw that
I do
45
too,
minutes
and,
now.
and focus more on the duality of Batman and Bruce and the darker things, which I would have loved. I think Val would have been great. But there's a quick Bruce has a flashback of his parents' deaths and their funeral, and up to this point in the Batman movies, that had never really been shown. I think maybe they had like in Batman original, like they had him shooting at them, but it was very quick. Up until
It was a glimpse.
until
best,
until
yeah.
Batman Begins happens, we don't really get the full
Right.
scope of it. And watching the animated series, it's a big part of Batman's character.
Yes.
So it was really cool to see that. I thought. I like that, even though it's kind of random. But Batman's just cruising in the Batmobile and randomly runs into Two-Face and his gang, who's posing as a homeless guy who shoots a bazooka at them, and he has like that side wheel thing where he very slowly moves out of the way of the rocket.
So it was like crab walking, essentially.
And
or
then to
something
get
like
to get out of it was kind of cool. He had the bat grapple out of the bat mobile up the wall. He drove up
Climbed
the
up.
building.
with the boosters.
What
going.
was this time period set in? Because everything that I could see was like late 40s, early 50s in terms of vehicles.
They were kind of like in between. They were kind
They're
of
all
almost,
over
they were
the
going for
place.
like half the look of Batman the Animated Series, half like Blade Runner. Like that one where he shows up to her office. He's in like that Jaguar or whatever the car
Right,
is.
like I couldn't piece together
And then the other
the
scenes,
time frame.
then the
for
other
this.
scenes are like very bright and so it's kind of like
It blew
both.
my mind. Yeah.
I like the Two-Face with the lair with the two girlfriends. How that's
Yep.
like very split.
That was on one of mine. Yep.
I just got like quicker, like one-off scenes, like cinematic shots.
Okay,
left.
let me just. all
so
right.
go if you got more full scenes.
So we
go
talked
for
about the
it.
laundry thing, the Batcave. We're going to talk more about the Joyride. We talked about that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, the gala event. Edward Nygma has the gala event,
Yep.
and he reads Bruce's mind for like a quick minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Until Two-Face crashes the party and sets a trap for Batman, where he jumps down this hole, and then Batman like jumps like 40 stories down into a trap that Two-Face has, like a tube, and then he lights
Natural
him
gas or
on
something
fire.
yeah.
But Batman has this cool gadget where his cape becomes flame retardant or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say the infrared scene.
It looks really dope, and that's also you're gonna talk about cinematic shots. That's one of mine. Where
Yeah, for sure.
he runs out of the fire and he's like, "Why won't you die?" And then also when he shoots the thing and Batman falls and he gets buried under the gravel, and Robin comes out of nowhere and
With
picks
the
him
hand,
out. He's
yeah.
like smiles at him or whatever. I thought that was really dope. The whole it was very quick, but the whole arguing with Dick about he wants to become Batman, become his partner, and
Yeah.
Bruce is like, "No,
not
I've
how this
chosen this
works,
life.
yeah.
You can't choose this." They could have really done a lot more with that stuff, honestly. Like I thought, and then of course the trick. Did you have the trick or treat scene at all? Did you
No,
guys talk
not
about
yet.
that? Okay, when they go and kidnap Chase Meridian, and Bruce is there, and she actually knows it's Bruce before he tells her because of his kiss. You can see it in her face or whatever that she realized it's Batman. And then of course the finale where the Batman takes the bat plane and Robin takes the bat boat. They do like the battleship thing to take him down.
I like the coin throw at the end. For me, in terms of cinematic, where you have basically, he's like, "You're fucked," and he goes back to his rationale. You know what? Everyone gets a half chance.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that, and he messes with his head that way. And I don't know. I really like Tommy Lee Jones. I think stole the show a little bit as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in terms of
Right
the
here.
cinematic shots, I got Batman underwater.
was
Like
cool.
they got
he
a
shoots out of the
Yeah.
real quick one.
Yeah.
Like, well, when he's doing the thing with Robin, and then the other time, like it's kind of like dark, like it's just kind of his silhouette that,
Yeah, and
that
then,
shows
and
up.
he shoots like a net behind them and gets the henchmen in it or whatever.
And then I also have the he pulls an Indiana Jones with the
How so?
henchman is doing
Oh yeah, he just kicks him.
does the
Yeah.
kick, he does the kicks or the henchman has like a nunchucks or something like
Yeah.
that.
He just kicks
And he
him.
just straight up like
right.
kicks him or punches him one shot
Like,
and
all
he's
right,
out.
fuck you.
See ya.
As far as cinematic shots go, as we're kind of talking about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just put in general also the Joel Schumacher has a lot of camera movement and a lot of different placements, a lot of Dutch angles in this movie. You notice, it's kind of like
I don't even know what a Dutch.
Yeah, what is a
angle
Dutch
Yeah,
angle?
might have to-
Explain.
The Dutch angle is like, okay, so normally like we're looking at the TV, right, and it's straight on, it's horizontal. The Dutch angle is tilted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like at a 45, whatever degree. I don't know, whatever 60, whatever degree. I'm not.
I know there's a rule. It's like
geometrist.
180 degree rule where you have to follow whenever there's a dialogue.
So if you watch like the first Thor movie, it's like all Dutch angles.
Gotcha.
It's like tilted. The camera's always.
Hey, we're
side.
learning. Let's go.
But I put the Two-Face's helicopter flying through that giant glass eye in the beginning.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of
nice.
like a minor explosion after that. Before
Bullshit. That thing's coming down. Yeah.
well, yeah. But like Bobby already talked about Bruce showing up to Chase's office, and that I think I don't know if it's a Jaguar or whatever car it is. It's kind of like, and Bruce like walks into the camera like off the screen. I thought it was kind of cool. Two-Face, I already said that Two-Face lights Batman on fire, and he comes out of it. So those are all I had for cinematic.
Sure.
I got the
one
Riddler
last
does a bomb pitch when he's in the Batcave.
Oh yeah.
And he's like lines it up, and he's talking, doing the time. He's like, and here's the pitch, and it's just like an old time.
So that final scene, that silo, once they get into it with the question marks
Oh,
going
all
around,
the
I really
different-
like
that
that.
is cool
in turn of
looking.
it's just like the cinematic, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, all right, here we
And
go.
they're all like
Yeah.
flashing around him,
exactly.
and he's got that big like throne or whatever.
And it throws you
Yeah.
off. It can throw off your equilibrium. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That whole throne. Yeah, exactly.
last one I got is just the Riddler signal over the bat signal.
Yes.
I think is always dope.
That was cool.
He's got the question mark and the bat signals the period.
I sent you guys that gift today
bat.
this morning. Woj said 7:15, and it was the Batman gave him the thumbs up in the bat plane. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but so let's go to maybe any quotes we want to do. I didn't write any much down.
I didn't write any down on this one. I'm sorry.
But like, fucking, it's kind of a dumb. This is more of like a dumb quote. Commissioner Gordon, when they think the guy killed himself, Enigma's boss, and he has like the letter, and then he's like, they show him the tape, the letter.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's
"Yup,
suicide."
definitely suicide."
And then just closes the book.
really investigated that
Where-
murder out. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, and he happened to write this down, which is in my handwriting. Too.
Yeah, like, that's cut and dry. Like, I mean, we're getting to Commissioner Gordon and picking Nits and more.
fucking hilarious. Yeah.
I got I think it's Two-Face. Yeah, he's like, fortune smiles, another day of wine and roses. In your case, beer and pizza.
Yeah, that was good in the beginning.
It's a good one. Yeah.
This is kind of a throwback to the Batman the '60s series when Robin's like, "Holy rusted metal, Batman!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Huh? The ground, it's all metal. It's full of holes, you know. Holy!" And Val Kilmer's like, "Oh, like what the fuck?"
Yeah, like shut the hell up.
I got so Ed Begley Jr. is in there. He's uncredited, but it's so funny because he's Edward Nygma's boss, and he comes in.
Oh, he's that guy.
and he's just like such like a low voice, like, "What the hell is going on here?" It's like really
About
puts
this
on a,
later.
Yeah.
when Two-Face lets go of the Riddler, like the Riddler's like telling him like, "Hey man, we can team up, we can do this." He just go like, it's such a Jim Carrey's just like, "Thank you."
Yeah. It's like, stop picking at that. By the
Yeah, I
way.
think Tommy Lee Jones actually called him out. He's like, nothing you do is actually like, fucking talented.
Oh, they got in a big thing. Yeah.
Right, no,
Tommy Lee was very
but-
salty.
It's call him salty, but does Jim Carrey really have depth in the 90s? No, he plays himself, that same character, in just different wardrobe.
But Jim Carrey's one of the best to do that.
Oh,
That's fine.
absolutely.
I'm saying you're the best to do that, but to say like you stay in your lane, yeah, stay in your lane. Like,
Tommy Lee stays in his lane too. Grumpy old man.
crotchety.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
So the Riddler is like, "Has anybody ever told you you have a serious impulse control problem?"
Yeah. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
You guys, legit though, he does a great job as the Riddler.
I got
enjoyed it.
Master Dick. Alfred always
Yeah.
calls Dick Master Dick.
One man is born a hero, his brother a coward. Babies starve, politicians grow fat, holy men are married, and junkies grow legion. Why? Luck, blind, stupid, simple, doo-dah, clueless luck. Little Tommy Lee right there.
Oh, nice. I got the Riddler. He's like, "We could have coordinated,
Yeah.
blended, sold the movie
He
rights."
sold the movie rights. Yeah. The one Riddler quote was great. He's like, "Joygasm." That part was
Oh, one of his
funny.
quotes was like, "Oh, how's my mole?" Like, he
Oh, yeah, he goes
he
the
tried to
Batman.
mirror
Yeah.
Val Kilmer. He's like, I'm just
Bruce
getting
Wayne.
my mole like here.
You got a real gratitude problem.
The part where Chris O'Donnell steals the bat thing, and he's like, "You're not Batman." "What? So I forgot my suit. So what? I'm not
So what?
Batman."
Oh my God, get rid of that whole fucking sequence.
Bat.
all
So
of it.
Robin is coming and he's like, I got to think of a name. Batboy, Nightwing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Nightwing,
I like
is
Nightwing.
That's what he becomes.
Yeah.
what he becomes, right?
When he
okay.
leaves Batman to become his own hero.
That's what I thought. Okay, I saw Nightwing because they made an animated show of that, right?
They did.
They probably did. He was featured in Batman the Animated Series in the last season.
Okay. Jim Carrey again. Spank me.
Yes, spank me.
B12 hit. Oh, dude, I love this thing. I can't believe I didn't mention it.
Use
They're playing.
Battleship,
They're
yeah.
playing Battleship with like mines that they
I
planted
mentioned
around
it a
their
little
lair.
bit, yeah.
And he's like, B12 hit, and my favorite vitamin, I might add. I got one more. What do
That
you
was
got?
good.
I simply love what you've done with the place. Heavy metal meets house and garden. Shows up with Two
Yeah,
Faces.
about Two Faces' lair or whatever. Yeah.
I got this last one is like, I love how they did it in the movie because it just works so well. The Riddler's going on. I just have the last little bit of a quote, and he's like talking about like getting the brain, like I guess it makes it smarter, like you get more
right.
power and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And he's like blah 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 blah, and he's like, then a god am. And you can hear like they do it in the sound, like
Yeah.
you can hear it coming through. So fucking awesome though, because like you really like. I almost wish they kind of gave the Riddler a little bit more like supernatural power, like because like he's getting these brain waves or whatever. Maybe he was able to like start levitating shit or something like that. Like it seems like it could have gone there.
It's not a conventional Batman villain to have supernatural powers like that, but yeah, I see that'd be kind of. It could be cool depending. on
I'm
how
just
they do
saying
it,
how
yeah.
you get there could have logically
Yeah.
happened there. I
Rid-
got a quick. Are you done with quotes?
I got one more.
Go ahead.
Riddler when he has that awesome light up jacket on when he kidnaps Chase Meridian. He's like, I like the jacket. It keeps me safe when I'm jogging at night.
I'm gonna take a quick stroll down soundtrack if that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just there's not really. There's like 6 songs actually credited.
We know the most famous one, which is. If you're gonna say it, or
Well, you can say it.
Somebody fucking
Kiss
said-
from a Rose,
Kiss from a Rose,
Seal,
Seal, yeah.
which actually is not in the movie till the end credits. It's like the last thing that
Right.
plays at the very end. I'm like, where is it? Like, cause when you hear that song, you relate it so much with Batman Forever, and vice versa with the movie. I relate.
It's
this-
like rolling on the credits,
right,
essentially.
so-
Yeah.
but it's actually not in the movie until the very end
Yeah.
credits.
Right. I was gonna just say more in general, like the theme of Batman is very powerful. It's perfect for Batman.
Like the score or whatever.
The score, rather, yeah. They have a nod to the '60s TV show and a couple of different themes here and there, sound effects and stuff like that.
Jimmy
I like
Jokers.
that. I mean, "Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me" by U2 I think it was a pretty decently popular song. It's not like one of my favorite.
Also in the end credits.
"Smash It Up" by The Offspring.
I like The Offspring.
And "Bad Days" by the Flaming Lips were the ones that I kind of highlighted going. Those were
Yeah.
Bad Days.
pretty notoriety.
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 As what you said, is not really a lot during the movie. It's more of the score, which I like the Elliot Goldenthal score. I don't know if it's as good as Danny Elfman's score, but I think it's unique
Right.
to its movie, and I think it's not. I like it nostalgically. I think it works. Let's go to some casting. You guys
Sure,
cool with that? Who'd you have? Well, I know Bobby kind of already had his for the stealing supporting performance. You went with Tommy Lee.
I think Tommy Lee as Two-Face did a great job. I like
That's
it.
okay. That's fine. Woj?
As a what?
So scene-stealing supporting performance. So anybody but Batman, let's say.
Jim Carrey.
I would go with Jim Carrey as well.
Jim Carrey.
And let's see. Let's go with that guys. I only had one.
I had the
two-
boss of Enigma.
I had 4.
Good
So Bobby mentioned
shitload.
Ed Begley Jr.
Yep.
He could be that guy depending on if you know him or not. I know him, but not everybody does.
Ed Begley is super popular. Yeah.
I don't know what that bank vault security guard, but he's from something. I wrote him down.
Oh, dude, I know. I think that was one of the guys that were.
The guy with the glasses in the beginning, who has the hearing aid or whatever, in the vault with Batman. I don't know. I should have researched what he was.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
He was in, but I wrote it down. I jotted it down. I do know what this guy's from. The Asian detective who comes after Ed Begley Jr. commits suicide, quote unquote. He's from U.S. Marshals. He's the one of the guys who they hunt down in the gym, who goes back to the graveyard site and I think he gets shot or whatever. And then
sorry, Joe Grafasi.
Okay.
Probably his biggest role, which is a 10-second clip in The Naked Gun, is he's the guy who he's trying to Leslie Nielsen's trying to shake him down for money.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe this will open up your ears, and then they just keep trading the money back.
$20.
I feel like he might have been. I could be wrong. In this Disney Channel movie, The Other Me, where he's one of the two bad guys who are trying to get Andy Lawrence.
I wouldn't know.
He's like a prolific sitcom type of guy there. Excuse me. I'm gonna rattle off a couple here. Renee Auberjonis. Any idea? This was Dr. Burton, who was
Which doctor? I'm sorry. Which?
Dr. Burton in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know what scene. The guy at Arkham Asylum you're talking about? Or
yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay.
So the Dr. Arkham Asylum, he is the D's acting high school drama director, or he falls. He's like,
I'm shattered
to pieces.
No, I'm not okay. I've broken my hips, you bitch.
I saw his face. I'm like, this guy's from something. I fucking know it.
I only have one more.
Okay, go ahead.
The mayor is George Wallace.
Yeah, George Wallace and a bunch of shit.
No, I know him from Seinfeld, where he plays the doctor who gets hypnotized by a witchy woman at the end of the episode, or he's like staring off to this. What would you might know him from other things?
He kills the dude in surgery. He's
Mr. Deeds. He was the NAACP administrator there. He's in a lot of shit. He's I would say definitely older cat in that stuff. But huge one, man. Jon Favreau is in this.
He is?
Yeah.
Where? Yeah.
So as they're walking through after the Ed Begley Jr. has killed himself
at the Wayne, whatever.
Yeah. So he's an assistant. I take that back. It's prior to that, as Bruce Wayne is walking through. He's an assistant. He's off camera. He's maybe in screen for a blip,
like pans,
like even like a blip of like, oh, there. It's very quick,
have known
but
that. Holy
he's in
shit.
there.
I'm out, by the way. You can keep
Yeah,
going.
I'm gonna rattle off Bob Zamuda. Okay, Bob Zamuda
sounds like a carpet salesman.
Right. So Bob Zamuda was a frequent collaborator with Andy Kaufman. So back in the day, he was the right-hand guy who did all these like crazy stunts. He was in this as just like an actor. I thought that was crazy. I'm gonna save that one for later. Not later, but at the end.
I was gonna say, like, what next segment?
Kevin Griveau. This was just, I think, a henchman or something like that. Harvey's thug, right? This was...
Those guys all had, like, metal piercings.
This was the pineal eye guy from Men in Black 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a real deep cut there. I think I have one or two more I just want to mention.
We'll do some deep dives. I like this.
It's just guys that I see and I'm like, I know that fucking guy from somebody.
I've seen his face.
That chick is super hot. Martha Wayne in that.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, so my pied de resistance, okay? This one got me so I was laughing for a solid 5 minutes. The main antagonist when Robin steals the Batmobile with Alicia Silverstone.
Like, you're not Batman.
So Alicia Silverstone, though, is uncredited. She's the girl in that who ends up becoming...
Yeah, you know.
She's the girl, really?
She is the girl in that ends up becoming the whatever her character
Barbara
is.
Gordon.
Barbara Gordon, there you go.
No.
You didn't
back.
notice
For a
that
guy who
shit.
likes Batman Forever, that's 100% Alicia Silverstone.
You've watched this 1,000 times.
I think it's someone else. But
It's
okay.
not.
I swear by it. Okay, his name is Don Wilson, right? Don the Dragon Wilson is considered the greatest kickboxing champion in sports history. A native of South Florida, just won 11 world kickboxing championships, 72-5-2, 47 wins by
Get
knockout.
this guy in death sport.
Dude.
I thought you were going somewhere else, like Don the Dragon's like a porno
Wait, and this
actor or
is
something.
what that major rave? No, that rave like you know,
with the face paint and all that stuff. I just I looked it up. I'm like, oh, who's this guy?
Holy
and
shit! So this guy can straight up murder you.
First thing that comes up is Don the Dragon. I loved it.
Damn.
All right, that was my last one.
Does anybody have any recasting? I
kind of do, but
I kind of do. Also, go ahead, Bobby.
I think that Dr. Meridian could be pretty much anyone else.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman can kick
Yeah,
rocks.
see, the thing is, I think that she's a good actress, but I don't know if
Not
it's
in
like.
this one.
Well, again, I don't know if it's like they told her to do this, like her character's a sex-crazed maniac, or like, because I don't think it's, unless it was her idea, I really don't know, because she's been better. I think if they're going to make another actress do the same thing, it's still going to be a shit.
Well, you know who I
what
thought
mean?
could have done a great job, and I can't think of the actress's name. The girl from Saved by the Bell who was on that.
Elizabeth
yes.
Berkley,
Yes.
Showgirls.
Showgirls. I thought she'd be a good stand-in for
Whatever her
this.
I'm just not a fan of Nicole Kidman in general, and
I
just
just
again,
thought it'd be at least a.
she's playing a very odd character. Like again, like as
I think
Ryan
she's
said, it's
hotter
like
than-
she's entranced by Batman, and that's how she plays it.
Well,
if somebody just puts into the role and does the same thing, I think it's going to be shit.
I have
anyway.
thoughts about her entire character later on, but like you could, it's very you could put someone else. in there.
So we're all in agreement. Kidman was kind of a mess.
I think the character is a miss. I don't think it's necessarily her fault. I think that whoever would take that role, if they're going to be directed to do that type of character, it's going to be shit no matter what. That's my
I could see that. I would throw out Mayor Gordon. I just had a quick switcheroo. I would have loved for Ed Begley Jr. to have been
I can see
Commissioner
that.
Gordon, and then obviously he has to change the voice a little bit, maybe be a little bit more. I don't know.
Well,
I don't even know how he would be, but I just think the Pat Hingle as him, and I know he was in a couple of them.
He's in all of them, the 90s ones.
Right. Yeah. It just to me doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I had Commissioner Gordon as well, but again, they're not giving him anything. They're being untrue to the character of Commissioner Gordon, especially
They
his
really did do a
relationship
good
with
job.
Batman.
Yeah.
He's like a throwaway, dumb cop. Like Commissioner Gordon is a very good detective who's close with Batman, and they have a
Integral part.
a very important relationship between him and Batman and the police is through Commissioner Gordon. So like the whole thing throughout the 90s movies they got wrong is Commissioner Gordon in general, but I definitely agree you could recast him. I had Tommy Lee, but I would say I think Tommy Lee could be good. I just think maybe just tone it down a little bit, I would say, for me. I think if Tommy Lee goes a little more serious with it, not completely.
So more not his character, but his delivery.
Just his character and his like.
You want to see the other side of Two-Face is what you
right.
want.
We want the contrast where it's like the evil and the normal,
Sure.
and the whole time, like especially when you're in a movie with Jim.
You see him more manic than you do him standard.
You're in a movie
I
with
guess.
Jim Carrey, who's already off the wall.
Yeah, right.
And you're trying to outdo Jim Carrey, which you can't do. You just can't.
No,
It's not going to work.
You're not going to match his
So
level.
if you had a
no.
little bit of juxtaposition with a more angrier, more demeaned, whatever,
Sure.
angrier character, calmer but sinister, and then Jim Carrey's doing his thing, I think it works better for the movie. Like me personally.
I can see
I
that.
could see it.
I can see that.
I agree with that.
I'm not gonna.
So let's go. Yeah, Woj already kind of started it. Let's go to we'll do the spin-off prequel sequel first. Well, obviously there's a sequel and there's things
I was
before
gonna say,
this.
yeah.
But
The
I would just say,
Batman bag has been beat
in
to
relation
death.
to this movie specifically, I would have loved more like of a Two-Face kind of prequel, to see more of their relationship. Because Bobby knows in the animated series, Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne were friends.
Right.
So him
He was a
becoming
supporter,
Two-Face
yeah.
really tore him up. And they try and hint at that in this movie, but they really don't. Unless you know about that aspect, I really don't think it comes across as well as it could have for me.
I'm kind of in the same train of again, I'm a Tommy Lee fan. I like Tommy Lee's version of Two-Face, but what you're saying about giving more of it, like an origin story, would definitely help, and especially in this type of entertainment, what they do. I feel like that's easily something that's right up the alley of like a younger character to play Two-Face.
You're right. Tommy Lee was stretching it a little bit.
I mean, no, that's not what I'm saying in the least bit. I'm just saying that having a younger version that now you have their own standalone movie, it then allows this movie to be like, oh shit, like I feel more for it. I feel why Two-Face is going to that level.
If they're not going to put it in Batman Forever, then that would have been good to have a separate thing. So switcheroo, I put something like Spider-Man No Way Home or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but instead it's all the Batman. You have all the different Batmans.
I fucking said the exact same thing.
Awesome. So you got like Clooney, you got Kilmer, you got
Right.
Keaton, you got Pattinson, you got Affleck, Bale, fuck, if Kevin Conroy was still alive, you could throw him in there, you know, and like some type of either animated or live action, whatever works. You know, I think you could do something like that. We've seen with Spider-Man. It's worked. So that was my thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same. I love that. I love the Spider-Man meme of everybody pointing at each other.
Like, hey, what's up with those nipples on your suit there? Mine don't have any. Or, you know, you could go for, there's tons of things you could do.
I mean, you could go real dark with it, and he's just like, I was hard all the time.
Right. You got like Christian Bale's like, hey, Batman. He's like, why are you doing
You're like, hey, what's up with your voice, man? He's like, I didn't need to do that.
Sorry, I need a lozenge, or, you know, whatever.
I need
it can make it real funny, though, for sure, yeah.
All right, Bobby, you have anything for that?
I really don't on these two. I really don't.
Right.
There's nothing that really makes sense. It's, like you said, it's been beaten to death.
I think I have the most in this section that I've ever had. And
What,
for
pickiness?
pickiness.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's run. Can I do mine right out?
Go ahead.
Get
Yes.
rid of the stealing the Batmobile and that follow-up rave scene like fight. Just not needed.
Give Dick a better scene, Robin a better.
Yeah, give him a better scene. And I also think that the like 10-minute sequence of him doing rolls and flips when the door of this secret door would already be shut.
Can we? Let's go into mine. Let's just crack into that right now.
Let's crack into it.
The way they hide the Batcave of this movie is stupid. It's not just behind a door, then behind a thing.
Bookshelf, yeah.
It's like behind a clock thing. You have to do the thing a certain way for it to like open or present itself to you. So having just a locked door in the house is kind of obvious and stupid. Like, oh, wonder what's in this room.
Right.
And then he like does like Bobby said the whole gymnastics like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 2 Lost World thing where he's flipping around and. Oh, the Batman's because Robin's athletic.
Parkour. That's all I was thinking of the whole time.
Yeah, it's just kind of dumb. Like it should have been a scene where it's like I said, if it's like like in the show or most interpretations, like behind a clock or a bookcase or something. Maybe he does one of them and it opens and then he discovers it. Not just like why is this door locked?
Discovered by mistake.
And
that would be better.
Then he times him jump from the fucking second floor. Yeah, I agree with that. Whoa, do you have any before I go, or do you want to?
Yeah, it's kind of like the name of the movie is Batman, but I think the villains,
Vigilantes.
Aliens. Yeah.
I think
Jesus Christ,
I think
bougie
the
bitch.
villains are superior in a lot of Batman movies. A lot of them are not great, but like there's a good amount of villains having their day. More picky Nits side though, like Batman getting through that safe in 3.2 seconds with acid bubbling around. Hey, can I use your hearing aid? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I kind of dig that.
It was also kind of weird too with that scene. So
where the fuck is this acid coming in?
He lifts it up in a helicopter, and then it fills up with acid. Why didn't he just fill it up with acid before lifting him in the helicopter? Because lifting the helicopter up actually gave him more room to climb.
Not really thought. Well, I think it was going to be an acid trip, and then he was going to drop him. Not really thought out either way.
Like, I would just do one or the other.
Right.
Personally.
Right, yeah.
I'm such an old school of like, just shoot him dead. Just there you go.
The helicopter uses a steering wheel so that he can use the the whatever that's called locker thing.
And that doesn't exist. My buddy who's a helicopter pilot is like, this is ridiculous.
I definitely have that they pack the origin story for a lot of characters into like one scene, one sentence. Just like boom, 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 boom.
Agreed.
Someone else go?
Yeah, I'll go. Cheesy dialogue, especially with Chase Meridian. Terrible. We already talked about the Batcave entrance. We just talked about that. The Batsuit has nipples. Also, the second Batsuit is like lame. I know they made it for like toys and shit, but it looks kind of where they're going to go in the next movie, which is like really ridiculous looking and like different suits and different mobiles for kids to buy at the store. It was all Joel Schumacher, when making the movie, had never heard this term. They made it up, like called the movie's not toy centric enough or toy whatever. Like,
okay.
Basically, we need to make these things so we can sell these toys, which is not what a movie should ever be about. It should be about the movie.
Merchandise.
But Tommy Lee Jones' portrayal, it's not great. It's not accurate either. Like for one scene, they're at Bruce's house at the trick or treating thing. He flips the coin like 6-10 times. Two-Face flips once, and that's it. Whatever the coin decides, the coin decides. That's his whole character. He doesn't flip until he gets the result he wants.
That I agree.
When he shoots at Batman's head.
Inconsistency.
You don't do that.
I got to question some of the architects in Gotham because, like, some of this shit is like, okay, we're gonna build a bridge through a building, and then we're gonna have a 400-foot skyscraper,
Blade Runner,
and then there's
meets 1952.
You can fall out this window to your death. Like
yeah, like the circus is like in a skyscraper or what? He rolls the ball down the roof of the building into the lake. Yeah, the whole architecture. I mean, I kind of get it. They're trying to differentiate themselves from Burton's Gotham, right? But it's like it's a little ridiculous.
A little ridiculous.
Too comical for me.
No gloves in the crime scenes ever. They pass around the notes like, "Hey, you wanna look at it?"
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Oh yeah, and then you said Gordon was like
definitely a suicide.
Definitely a suicide.
Definitely suicide.
Close the book on that one. You guys want to grab a beer?
We going home, getting some cheese.
But Jim Carrey can go on, too long sometimes. I know he's like a comedic genius, so they probably just let him do his thing. But a couple times, like maybe cut that scene a minute or two short. Also, why does his hair keep changing from red to brown? He has red hair in the beginning when he's Nigma.
Right.
And then when he's Riddler, he has red hair. But then when he's Edward Nigma, the businessman, he has Bruce Wayne brown hair.
I mean,
that's because he's trying to emulate Bruce Wayne.
Why wouldn't he just keep the red hair but just slick it back?
But I mean, he's dying it.
Also, he has like shaved head sometimes, long hair sometimes.
Yeah, there's some inconsistencies.
He's going out,
Sure.
different.
I mean, but like when you're talking about a crazy character, it's kind of more. You can see it happening where you go, hey, this guy's hair is changing, and so I don't. That's why I don't look into it that much.
It's not a big thing; it's a little thing.
This is probably a me thing. I don't like the glasses on Batman. Like,
no,
kind of references.
I don't like him either.
Kind of references that you got shitty eyesight, and I'm like, you're a bat, like man. Like, you're supposed
bats
to be.
have shitty eyesight.
I don't mind it. It's not Bruce
life.
Wayne doesn't generally have glasses. I think Val Kilmer is doing it because I think he likes like the way it looks and something to work with like a prop.
Academia kind of
also,
like look.
I think it works in this manner where it's like he's trying to portray Bruce Wayne as a smart, nerdy guy and not Batman. Maybe trying to conceal the fact that he's Batman.
Sure, yeah.
Somewhat with the look. I could buy that. It's not a big thing, but I can see what you're saying.
Right.
The way you're trying to talk about this, but the Chase Meridian character is not good. The love interest plotline sucks. Why does she like Batman and Bruce so much? They have like 3 scenes together. Like I put like her scene where she uses the bat signal to bang him is so cringe. It's
bad signal.
I think I should have done if they wanted her to be interested in Batman / Bruce. Now, granted, this hadn't come out yet, but to do what Spider-Man 1 did, which is like Batman saves her. Oh, that's why she loves him because he saved her life. It makes sense now. She's enamored with him. There's a reason why she might be infatuated with him, just besides the fact that he's Batman. I don't know. And then also I had Bruce wants to give up being Batman for Chase after going on like 2 dates with her. Like, I was like, what? Like,
yeah, dude.
You're in love with her. You had 2 dates. You don't even know her. And she just decided she liked you. So he's like, that's it. I'm shutting everything down. No more Batman.
Agreed. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up because I was definitely going to bring that up.
I swear one of the newscasters is cross-eyed. Go back.
Yes, he is.
Go
he
back
fucking
and look
absolutely
at it. He's fucking going in on the one eye for sure.
How does Batman not realize Edward Nigma is the Riddler till the end, like the last thing they leave in the house after the trick-or-treating? Like, it should be pretty obvious. How does he have a company all of a sudden with millions of dollars? His idea with you go and see this giant green fucking light in the sky that's taking this brain.
And he saw the prototype.
There's also like a giant island with a criminal lair. They're just the giant green
clues.
Guys, but like I said, I think it's meant to be more of like that comic booky.
No, I know. But Batman is a detective. Literally, he would know this, and they don't do a good job in these movies of really showing that part of the character.
Deduction, yeah.
But if as a Batman purist, kind of, it's like a little insulting that he would not know.
It is, I know.
The Riddler is.
Fair.
I have the. What the fuck was I just about to say?
Words.
Want me to step in, or you get you ready?
No, the question I have is like kind of a picking it, but like, is the green waves like brain waves or whatever you're seeing? Like, is that what the general public can see? Like, if you walked out, are you going to see green waves, or is that just an illustration?
I think it's an illustration
of the movie.
I took it as literal; they could see it. I don't know.
Because if you can literally see it, then I'm out on that. Going like, what the fuck? But I get it if you have to illustrate it to go like, hey, this guy is sucking the minds and gaining all this knowledge from that. I'm more on board with it. But just overall,
I took it as literal, but I don't know.
If it's literal, I'm a little bit more peeved on that.
But it's not accurate to the character and comic book character of Batman and other characters many times. Like we talked about Commissioner Gordon. he has no character. He has no visible relationship with Batman like he does in the comics. You know, they don't show Batman's detective stuff.
I don't like the fact. I don't like the fact that device he creates is basically a blender.
Yeah,
right.
It looks like
it
a
looks like it's
smoothie
just
maker.
goddamn like smoothie or blender. Yeah.
Batman also pretty much kills Two-Face's movie. And
He kind of does.
Batman doesn't kill. That's a big part of Batman. Like that they fuck up in the early '90s movies. Like I think in Batman Returns, he throws like a grenade or something and kills a guy. He says he's gonna kill the Joker in the first movie. Batman does not kill. That's like his whole character. It's like otherwise he'd be the Punisher, which is also a cool character, but it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got last two here. One boomerang takes down the whole shebang. He just throws one thing and everything goes up.
Gone.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I can whatever. And then the last one I got is Robin already knows that he's Batman, but he's like, the Batman needs to take his time or something like that. He's like, he already knows it's you. What the fuck?
My last pick in it. If I'm at the circus with automatic weapons, no one's going to be able to get near me. Like I will blast 30 people in the audience or all these trapeze artists for fun. You know, they don't give a shit.
That's the problem with any action in movies where a guy's like, oh, and then he waits for the guy to get all the way up to him to disarm and then smack him down.
They have drum magazines. You could literally just hold it down.
I had the circus scene as well. Like Two-Face's whole plan is stupid. So he's gonna blow everybody up if he doesn't find out Batman is 2 minutes, and he's in there with them. Like, what is he doing?
Well, Two-Face wants to die.
And he's also lifting he's lifting the bomb up for some reason. Why not just keep it on the ground? Why are you lifting it out of the stadium, essentially? Like, do you need a bigger height to...
No, wasn't that the brothers who did that?
No, they were lifting it. The Two-Face put it on a hook, and then they were lifting it, and they disarmed it from the hook and rolled it over the roof. That whole thing. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Like, they really think this plan out?
Robin grabs a bomb and just...
Yeah.
Also, when Bruce is there... If it's Bruce Wayne, he's not going to reveal he knows how to fight in front of a whole audience of people. He's like kicking the guys on the floor and like
he's in the middle. He's in the middle of the fucking
and
ring.
You can clearly see it's him. He would either do one of two things. If he's going to do that, he'd put a mask on or something. He would like take one of their masks off of them, put it on him, and then do that.
Easier
not
to do it.
Just be kicking people out in the middle and also yelling, "I'm Batman,
I
Harvey!
like you doing the actual kicking.
I'm Batman."
I didn't have another pick in it. You got any more?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Go ahead.
You got a couple more.
I probably kind of talked about could have used more character development for Two-Face, showing him and Bruce as friends. I talked about this a little bit to make their relationship stronger in the movie. It also would make Bruce feel more guilty for not being able to save him, and it makes him question being Batman more relevant in the movie. You know what I mean? Like makes that theme, which is kind of what they were going for, but they didn't really complete that task. I feel like of the whole Bruce Wayne and Batman, can they coexist? Is being Batman affecting Bruce's life to the point where he doesn't have a life? It's a whole thing with Batman that they could have done better. They tried, but not really get it. And then I had, no, that's it. That's all I had, actually. That's pretty much it.
All right. Not a picky nit, but it is actually funny. Michael Goff, whatever plays Alfred, he looks exactly like my grandfather. Like a no joke, I'll show you guys a picture after this. But
I want to see.
You'll be like, "Holy shit!" It looks exactly like him.
Get paid.
It's funny. I don't know. I just wanted to end on that. R.I.P.
I just have one last question for you guys. What's your favorite Batman movie? Is it The Dark Knight? Is it? I mean, that's mine. But is that your guys' as well? Do you have another one? I think Batman Begins is also very, very good. Close.
I think Dark Knight, just from when we grew up, was the
with Heath Ledger,
was the one that took it over the edge. Like it's the one that you didn't know. Yeah. To me, it was the one that I didn't know Batman could do that shit, and then also on top of it, I didn't know they could put an adversary that is equal to, like, they made it so equal in the fact that, like, tit for tat, he does something, they eventually, are going back and forth. It's a very good tennis match of just fucking...
Yeah.
That's why I resonate with The Dark Knight as the. I mean, that's the one that went crazy.
Absolutely.
Also, shout out my Uncle Bob is in that movie, so that's dope.
Sick.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I just want to say, too, this movie is a very much of its time, very much of the 90s.
Oh yeah,
The casting, especially, all these people were hot at the moment. You know, Val Kilmer.
Except Chris O'Donnell's kind of.
No, he was coming off of Son of a Woman.
He was from Three Musketeers. Fuck
yeah,
you.
Three Musketeers, Son of a Woman. He had School Ties, dude. He was.
I mean, to me, I'm just
he
saying.
was big
to
at
me,
this time.
For
to
me.
me, it's not my guy.
Well,
All right,
there could have been better people, but he was a guy like
he was an up and comer.
He was getting more roles at this time than guys like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Oh, for
did,
sure.
You know, like,
I
so
don't
He was a
blame-
guy like Brendan Fraser. It was like
He was D'Artagnan. That's what I remember. him as.
and Tommy Lee obviously coming off The Fugitive.
Oh, dude,
Nicole
Tommy
Kidman's
Lee's-
coming off Days of Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Val Kilmer off of Tombstone. And he had Heat this same year.
Yeah.
So this is like
Fucking
prime
dude.
Kilmer right here.
Right.
Also, you can tell it's very 90s with the opening credits, the way that's like almost like a clip art, the way they
Yes.
show that shit. I just wanted to say
It's a
that.
sign of the times. This movie, yeah.
So let's put a bow on it. If you guys have anything else, I'm ready
No,
to
I'm
put a bow
good.
on it.
do it.
Let's rank it.
Go ahead, guys. Someone start us.
I'll start us. I think that I like kind of the camera work. I like that the inventiveness and the scenes were set up with such detail. You know, call it comic booky.
Drop my phone. You good?
But like I said, I think they were trying to force a lot in. I think there was a lot that was missed, and I think there could be better character development. I give it a 7.3.
That's solid.
Oh, and I would say stream it. You know, if you're a Batman fan, sure, go ahead and own this. But if it's something you just want to pick up and kind of go through the lineage of it, stream it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably go with this. This is my overarching theme about. I'm just gonna generalize it to superhero movies in general. At this time in 2025, you have so many different, like multiple people playing the same character. People have favorites. People hate this one over this one. I think these superhero, the character, it's really going to be dependent on your preference. If you are enjoying, like if you're Spider-Man is your guy.
Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man.
I think that you have a duty to then own all of the Spider-Man. Same way if Batman is your favorite superhero. I think you have an obligation to go, hey, I'm going to own all of them. Bad, good, ugly, all this shit. Sure. In my opinion of the 90s Batman movies, they're definitely a stream. I enjoy the 90s actors in these are so great, though. You got the Clooney, fucking Schwarzenegger.
He's on Clooney's dick, man.
You got Danny DeVito. I mean, there's just a lot of star power in it. So stream. But again, these do hold a place for sure in my heart. Batman Forever. This is that one, right?
Yes, that's this one.
I'm gonna go with an 8.7. 8.7.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Bold.
I like it. So I'll just kind of touch on this. Yeah, obviously this is one of the earlier comic book movies. At this time there's maybe only been like 6 or 7, like the 4 Supermans and the 2 Batmans or something.
Yeah.
So
This is kind of
very
emerging.
early
Yep.
on. We've had now like 30 plus years of hero movies. Have obviously
Sure.
gotten better.
Just regurgitating,
Have worked
though.
kinks out. Some have learned, from mistakes, and we've gotten more extravagant movies. So judging that against like these new ones is kind of difficult to do.
Well, you got to do the dance.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you go into it, like, you go see Avengers, then you go see this. It's like way different than
Two different stratospheres.
right. The quality and the way it's made and everything. I put it's like debatably a stream or a skip. I think if you like Batman, you stream it. If you're just like going,
I can see that, yeah.
it's because some of these parts of this movie are kind of dumb. You might be like, why am I watching this? But like if you have nostalgia for it, like we do, or if you
Right.
like the character of Batman and you're doing like a rewatch of the Batman movies, it's not terrible or whatever. I honestly like it more than Batman 89. I'm not a big Batman 89 guy. But as far as my grade goes, I went 7.5.
Okay.
So I can watch it, but I can also acknowledge that there's a lot of problems with the characters of Batman and certain things. They're doing it their way for the time, but I can appreciate it for what it is.
And that's also why my score is an 8.7, is that all of these Batman movies in the 80s, 90s are for sure like in the, I think it's a B plus movie, like that 7 years or whatever that they did those Batman movies. I think it was a B plus, but obviously again, there's a lot of different continuity errors and shit that they just were like, fuck it, we'll like
Right.
leave it in there.
Right.
This is cheesy or whatever. So
I'm
who's
next
the
on this, so I'm the final piece of the
finale?
trifecta for the Val Kilmer. And this one is him starring as the lead actor, which in all of our things, Salton Sea.
Okay.
So this-
salt, like S-A-L-T or
SALTONC, Salton Sea. It is a physical location in California, just about 2.5 hours.
What year is this from?
This is right after The Doors. He literally cut his hair, made this movie. The Salton Sea.
And
That's
can I ask, have you seen this?
Yes, I did. So,
many a
as
time?
preparation for this, I actually watched it again to make sure that I was worthy of being part of the Journeymen Lounge podcast view. So,
Okay.
the Salton
Salton's-
Sea.
The Salton Sea, SALTON.
Yeah, Salton Sea.
You didn't really enunciate it
All right,
before,
so-
but it's all good, man.
That's
All
our
right,
next on
so
deck.
We got that. We got the album review is
Food and Liquor. Lupe
Food and
Fiasco.
Liquor,
and
Lupe
Liquor.
Fiasco. We'll check that out. For the Journeyman Lounge podcast, those of you who stayed on, right on.
We appreciate it.
I mean, who's
Let's
afraid
tap out, yeah.
of the big black bat?
I'm Batman.
All right, good night, folks.
Peace.